Hello, everybody, and welcome to Excelsior Springs, Missouri. We're on the campus at Excelsior Springs High School, Tiger Field here in Excelsior Springs. Beautiful complex up here at Excelsior Springs. A lot of people may know the name Greg Williams. Been an offensive coordinator, was a head coach at one point in time for the Buffalo Bills, I believe, and has been a longtime defensive coordinator, hard-nosed defensive coordinator. He gets the reputation to be a hard-nosed defensive coordinator. But we're up here live in Excelsior, and it is conference season opener for these two schools. The Harrisonville Wildcats, the Excelsior Springs Tigers, two different paths to get here, and we'll talk to those in just a second. It is your pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. Harrisonville's the best spot for you. Savings team checking accounts. Stop by one of their 4 locations for details. Remember, FDIC. And Gary, two different paths to get here. You talked to Coach for Excelsior Springs before the game. You're getting the starters, and you know he said you said, well, you guys been scoring a lot of points, and he said, hey, yeah, but we haven't played the competition you guys have, and that's going to be the one thing we've leaned on that a little bit these first 4 games. We said we're going to have some growing pains. We already knew it was a young team coming in for the Wildcats, but now tonight the talk is over. You've got to prove that it was a tough schedule and just not that you've been struggling on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to prove that schedule that you put yourself into, the first 4 games, that is going to make you the better ball team tonight. I mean, I didn't look at the record of the teams that we had played, but looking at the records of the teams that Excelsior's played, they beat Southeast, they beat Benton, they beat Central, and they beat Richmond by it's almost like 190 points to about 50. But the records of those teams combined is 2-13. And I can probably say that the records of the team we played are almost the opposite of that, probably 13-2. Now, it may not be exact, but it's going to be very close to that. So you're right. It's ready to put up. It's for us to put up and shut up. If that is what our schedule does for us, prepares us for a conference, then tonight's the night to start it.
Yeah, and you know we've talked about that is why Harrisonville schedules the way they do, because they want to be ready for conference season, and they know this next 5 games is important going into districts as well. And guess what? A lot of people look at district standings right now. Harrisonville's sitting in 7th, but guess what? Almost every single one of those teams right above them, they're going to be able to have a chance to knock off because they're in their conference. You know, they got Warrensburg above them. They've got, you know,
Odessa,
Pleasant Hill. They got, well, Odessa's Class 3, but
oh, that's right.
But they've got several above them, and then the other ones that are in their district are going to knock each other off because Grandview and we are Harrison. Grandview, Grain Valley, they got to play each other. Grain Valley's playing in the suburban conference with Kearney, Platte County. Like, their schedule is brutal, to say the least. So, you know, it's just take care of business time. You're 1-3. If you can rattle off 5 consecutive wins, you're going to be 6-3 going into districts. You'll probably be sitting 2 or 3 seed, maybe even pop up to the 1 seed if you win out from here on out. You don't know. But bottom line is you've got to start taking care of business now. We're game 5 in, so these kids should be seasoned enough. I think the rotations are getting more and more set in stone. You don't see a lot of guys going in, out. You know, you're starting to get your guys on offense, your guys on defense. You know, talking to a couple of people, you see everybody around town all the time, and talking to people this last week, and they're like, what in the world happened last week? And I said, you didn't see, just because of the score didn't indicate the type of game that was. I mean, it's a Class 5 program that you're in for 300-plus yards on. That's a pretty good indicator of where your offense is running the ball.
Yeah, and that's what I was just looking at. The last 2 quarters of the Blue Valley game and the first 2 quarters of last week, if they got to put those 4 quarters together to make a complete game, they would really shine in any of those first 4 games. They've got to be consistent tonight. They've got to play those 4 quarters, all 4 quarters now, from now on, to be able to be consistent and improve as they go through the conference.
So we'll see what happens tonight. Like we said, it's 1-3 versus 4-0. Both of those are skewed by the competition they did play early on. But Harrisonville's not going to have that excuse going forward of, well, we played a tough non-con schedule. Well, you played that tough non-con schedule to get to where you are right here. So we'll see what happens. We got about 20 to 25 minutes before kickoff. You're listening to the pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back.
Decisions on the football field must be made in a split second. When buying a home, it is quite the opposite. Let Carol Looney and her staff at American Heritage walk you through the process with ease. They will make sure buying your dream home doesn't become a nightmare. From the first showing until the keys are in your hand, go with the realtors that have called Harrisonville home since 1981. American Heritage Realtors, office located next to Sonic on Commercial, or go see them at americanheritage-realtors.com.
No matter how many things you've had on the menu at Applebee's, everyone has their favorite. Whether it's an appetizer sampler, chicken fajita roll-up, or 3-cheese chicken penne with a side of buffalo sauce, you always go back to your favorite. At some point over the years, every Wildcat has had a meal at Applebee's. The next time you head to Applebee's in your Wildcat gear, mention the Wildcat Special and receive a 10% discount. Applebee's of Harrisonville on Rockhaven Road, catty corner to Quick Trip. Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Service has been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a fourth-generation Wildcat. With this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. As always, they are proud sponsors of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
The Harrisonville Square is quickly becoming a shopping destination, and a big reason why is Birdie's Boutique and Antiques at the corner of Lexington and Pearl Street. Birdie's offers a unique combination of fashionable clothing, furniture, accessories, home decor, and gifts. For the ladies in your life, it's the place to take them. With a little bit of everything, they are sure to make you leave with something new. So the next time you want to go shopping, head up to Historic Square and check out Harrisonville's newest hot spot for fashion, Birdie's Boutique and Antiques. It's happened to all of us, running a few minutes late and not enough time to drive somewhere to get out and go in to get a coffee, tea, latte, or delicious muffin or cinnamon roll. Good news, Brew Daddy's Coffee is now open and boasts Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop. Quick, convenient, and delicious is exactly what Brew Daddy's is for you. Opening at 6 a.m. and staying open all afternoon on Fridays to give you that caffeine boost before the game. Brew Daddy's Coffee right next to Commerce Bank on Commercial.
Teammates on a football field are a must. That's why Cameron Chenoweth of American Family and Lacey Dominick of Shelter Insurance are teaming up to give you options in the insurance market. They know you have choices, and they want to work together like the Wildcat football team to make sure you have the best insurance coverage out there. To see what their team can do for you, call Cameron Chenoweth at 816-380-3996 and Lacey Dominick at 816-380-2700. One of the scariest things to do is to take your car to a mechanic. No reason to be scared when you have the best mechanics around right here in Harrisonville. Colby and the crew at Colby's Car Clinic are all ASE certified mechanics with the latest equipment to keep your vehicle running smoothly year in and year out. Add new tires and being a rough country lifts and accessory dealer, Colby's Car Clinic takes the fear out of getting your car fixed. So give Colby a call at 816-380-3000 or go see them in the big blue building behind O'Reilly's.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Sherwood Community Bank pregame show on 4Ts.com. We are about 20 minutes away from your opening kickoff and the kickoff of the 2018 MRVC West Conference season. Harrisonville has Excelsior Springs tonight. Odessa and Oak Grove are doing battle. And Warrensburg's, the newest members to the MRVC West, are doing battle with the Pleasant Hill Roosters. So we'll try to get you some updates on those games tonight. We have new members, Warrensburg, next week, and that's a renewal of an old rivalry from back in the West Central Conference days. So right now we're ready for some high school football. It is time for your starting lineup, brought to you by Stafford and Stafford Insurance, Harrisonville's best lineup of insurance. Give them a call today. Defensively for the Wildcats, you will see up front Christian Cooper, C.J. Caterly, Trevor Campbell, Along with the rotation in there, Miles Jennings. Then you'll linebackers, Jacob Poisel, Carson Graff, Isaiah Patrick, and sophomore Colin Carruthers, who got his first start against Blue Valley Northwest and has really made an impact defensively on the outside. And then your cornerbacks will be Zachary Cheney, Bryce Percival, along with Braden Tarwater, Brody Pitts, and Carson Crowley in the defensive backfield. Those are Harrisonville starters, brought to you by Harrisonville's best starting lineup of insurance, Stafford and Stafford Insurance. Give them a call today. So we're about 18 and a half minutes away, Gary, and it's just one of those things. You're down to business now.
You are. I want to see a good, consistent running game this week. It was funny in the pregame show last week. You talked about Landon George, taking a little bit of the running game to the other teams. What was first or second play right out of the chute? He took it, got a first down. I think it was the first play of the game. So I'd like to see a little bit more running out of Landon. I want to see him a little bit more sure of himself. If he doesn't make a mistake at the first of the game, I think we'll be okay. And then obviously the last couple of games, 2 games ago, Blue Valley, we had 2 100-yard rushers. Last week we had almost a 300-yard rusher. He ended up with it was 289 yards that Wilson ended up with. And then the week before, he had 133 and Reynolds had 104. So I want to see a little bit more consistency in the running game with George getting involved in it.
Well, you talk about Jaden Wilson. We'll prop him up a little bit right now. Different runner, third and fourth game of the year. Actually, after the first couple of series against Blue Valley Northwest, and then he just came on strong. He had 150 plus in that game. He had almost 300 last week. That 300 is 289. Was 14 yards off the school record of 303 set by who I thought it would have been set by, and that was Ruben Hartzler back in the day. So Wildcat running game is getting going. That's a good thing, and that'll lead me into the keys to the game. Key number one for me tonight, well, let's hold that thought for the keys to the game as it looks like we're getting ready to get the national anthem going, and I do not want to interrupt the national anthem, and I do not want to have to stop our keys to the game because we usually get in a good 5-10 minute conversation there. So we're in the pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank, Harrisonville's best spot for you savings and teen checking accounts. Stop by one of their 4 locations for details. Members FDIC. We will take a timeout. We'll be back with your keys to the game right after this.
It's 6 p.m. and your family is discussing what to eat for dinner. We've all been there. Everyone wants something different. So make it simple. Go to Forged by Fire in Harrisonville for a little bit of everything. Salads for mom, and a wide variety of them at that. The steak for dad, a Boss Burger for your growing boy, and chicken strips for the little one. The next time you need a variety of food with extra options to satisfy everyone in the family, make the one stop to Forged by Fire in the Price Chopper Shopping Center on Commercial.
Everybody has that one friend's house they love to go to with cool decorations and a relaxed environment. The Garage Burgers in Harrisonville is like your friend's house, an amazingly fun place with names of all of its visitors adorning the walls with old racing gear throughout. Make it your place to go next time you want a fun and terrific dinner. With 20-plus burgers, amazing appetizers, and ice-cold drinks, the Garage is your stop for fun and excitement. Now open late on Fridays. The Garage Burgers on Commercial across from Young's Tire.
When you live in a small town, you need someone you can trust to buy a used car from. Steve Holland with Holland Auto Sales is that guy. Selling cars in Harrisonville for 35 years gains you that trust. Used car dealers can come and go, but not Steve. Holland Auto Sales, with 3 generations of Hollands graduating from Harrisonville, means he will be here for years to come. So go see the guy who the Grammer family trusts to buy from. Steve Holland with Holland Auto Sales on Commercial Street, just past Burger King.
When you climb in your vehicle with your kids and head to the Wildcat game, you want to be safe. Make sure your tires are safe by visiting William and Michelle's at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. You might not need them today. William can give you a peace of mind by letting you know when you will. If tires are needed, they will get you the best tire on the market and Harrisonville's best tire warranty with free flat repair for life of the tire. So stay safe with new tires from Young's Tire and Wheel Center.
It's happened to all of us. Our printer out of ink and need an important document printed. In Harrisonville, that can spell disaster. Not any longer, though. Kaleidoscope Digital Services has you covered with inexpensive printing services. No more trips to the city just to get a copy made. And that's not all. Computer on the fritz, they'll take a look. Wi-Fi needed for workspace, and even starting a local gaming community plus new board games to try. Head up to the historic Harrisonville Square and check out Kaleidoscope Digital Services on the corner of Wall and Independence Street.
Thank you, Kansas City, for making us the fastest growing Ford dealership in the Midwest. As a show of our appreciation, we are continuing You Pay What We Pay sales event. That's right. Going on right now, you pay what we pay on any new Ford on our lot. All invoices are clearly displayed. The highest trade-in values and the best financing ever are going on right now at Max Ford of Harrisonville. The lowest prices and a hassle-free shopping environment makes us the easiest place to buy a car. Max Ford of Harrisonville at the I-49 and 291 exit or anytime at maxford.com.
Salon 114 on the historic Harrisonville Square is happy to sponsor this year's Spirit Spotlight, which highlights a different Wildcat cheerleader who has excelled on the team each week. While the stylists at Salon 114 are extremely busy, they are excited to announce the addition of a full-spectrum infrared sauna. This new addition is available to anyone and comes with an array of health benefits. Sessions are available with flexible times and by the minute. That makes now the time to call at 816-651-3722. It's never too early to teach your little ones about finances and saving money. Sherwood Community Bank has plenty of options available for you to help kids save and learn how to manage money. Savings accounts can be started as soon as one is born to help teach them to save. Once they are behind the wheel, a checking account with free internet banking and a debit card could be there for them to manage their money. Sherwood Community Bank is there for the youngsters. Just ask Braxton.
Go see them at Sherwood's Bank. That's where my account is.
There are a million places to buy a used car, so why not go somewhere you know lives by the Show Me State motto? The staff at Show Me wants to show you that Show Me spirit. Excellent service, affordable prices, and even loaners while you get your cars serviced. With 2 locations to serve you in Harrisonville and Belton, they will put you in your dream car, truck, or SUV, and if they don't have it, they'll find it for you. So drive on over to Show Me Auto Mall and drive away with your next car.
When you want all the latest news about the Wildcats, turn to the South Cass Tribune. A large sports section, honor rolls, robotics, and even news and notes from all 6 Harrisonville campuses. They are sure to have you covered. They are happy to say the Wildcats are their hometown team. Find the Tribune around town at various establishments or get a subscription delivered right to your mailbox. Keep up with everything each week in the South Cass Tribune, Harrisonville's home news source. A strong starting lineup is a key to a great team. Insurance is no different, and Stafford & Stafford Insurance has the best lineup in town. With personal, commercial, health, life, farm, and crop insurance, they have you covered. 40-plus employees are there for you to find the best rates, walk you through claims, and make sure they are there for every step of the way. So if you're looking for a full-service insurance company with a strong starting lineup, go see the folks over at Stafford & Stafford Insurance on Commercial Street across from Holland Auto Sales.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Excelsior Springs, Missouri. We're on the campus of Excelsior Springs High School. Tigers Field here behind the high school. A lot of this beautiful complex up here in Excelsior Springs funded by the old defensive coordinator. I believe he is the defensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns right now, Greg Williams. So he's done a great job putting money back into the community up here at Excelsior Springs. He was the head coach here in the early 90s when they won a couple of state titles. So we're ready for football. We're about 10 minutes or so away from that opening kickoff, and it's time for some keys to the game on this Sherwood Community Bank pregame show. Key number 1 for me tonight, Gary, system reset. You know what? It's a new season. You got to look at your season in football. It's a long season. You got to separate it off. You got your non-con, and Harrisonville's been lucky, I should say, over the last several years that their first 4 games are non-conference games to where they can really hone their craft, so to speak. Then you got season 2, which is conference season that starts tonight. And then that leads into you really want to be humming along after that 5th conference game, because then district starts next week and it's win or go home time.
Kind of look at that as preseason for football and season. I mean, the first 4 games is where you, like you said, hone everything in, get everything working properly. Hopefully you got the wheels turning, all oiled and ready to go for whenever the season really starts, which is tonight.
And, there's a lot of traditionalists out there. They like the conference, and, you can get those conference banners. I'm a proponent. I would love to see them go to something like they do in Texas. And you play your first 9 games of the year. You play everybody in your district. And then the top 2 move on, and you go from there, and you move on into the playoffs to reseed everything. I would love to see them kind of go away from conference, because if you see the last several years, conferences are realigning left and right. I mean, the West Central Conference, which is a great conference for years, dissolved because some of the teams got too big. Other teams had to go here. Teams had to go there. And I would just like to see where you have so many spread out, especially you got small schools traveling 200 miles to play a game because there's not another football team around that area. So I would like to see that go down the road, but obviously key number 1, system reset. Key number 2, throw the ball. And I was giving Landon George a little bit of a hard time after the game the other night, and I said that pass to Kennedy Atkinson that he had was beautiful, best pass he's thrown all year. I said, then you went back to that loft. I said, trust yourself and trust your arm. I said, just throw the ball. When he throws the ball, he's got a good ball. I would like to see him throw the ball more tonight and not think about it when he throws the ball.
Well, obviously, there's times when you loft the ball, but most of the time you're going to have a little bit of zip on it, and that's what you want, especially in a lot of the throws that he's got here. You're going to want to have the zip on it, not just laying it up.
And a lot of people probably don't know this, but growing up, Landon wasn't the quarterback. Our left tackle was the quarterback in Brody Rogers for years. I mean, all the way through. They were all in Ange's class when she was 6th grade math teacher in Harrisonville, and Brody was the quarterback. I mean, that was Brody. Brody was the quarterback all through middle school, and then Brody grew.
Now, seems to happen occasionally.
And I'm not saying, I mean, I'd take a 6'3", 245-pound quarterback. I don't know about you, but nevertheless, that Brody doesn't fit the type of a quarterback that you would want with this system.
Right, with our system.
With our system. So, he's a great left tackle. So, and he's only been doing that a couple of years. He's still learning, and he's getting better every week. And our line's getting better every week. So that's key number 2 for me, is just throw the ball. Key number 3 is protect the baby. Protect that baby. I'm telling you, the football has been a problem, and it mostly resonates with that pitch.
Right.
And that's been for years.
And that's with getting comfortable. I'm telling you, our offense is not the easiest offense to run, especially from a quarterback's position, as far as having to make the read, having to, as soon as you come off that read, sometimes you're going to have to pitch the ball, and you've got to trust where your running back is going to be. I mean, that mesh at the where you're handing off and the pitch, you've got to know where everybody's at. And that's what comes with experience, and that's come with maturity and the time that they spent in these first 4 games. So I think you're going to see that improve. We had 2 fumbles returned for touchdowns last week, and another fumble that didn't, and a pass interception. So, and then we had the 95-yard touchdown return. So, kickoff return. So that's where a lot of those points came from.
Well, you look at it. I mean, they had every time they either turned the ball over or they turned it over on downs, they turned it into a touchdown. That's 35 points. There's your spread. And then you add the other 7 from the kickoff return, and that's the difference in the game. So offensive and defensively, they really played right with Battle last week. So there were some good things. So those are our keys to the game. Key number 1, what do we say? Look for these keys tonight. Key number 1, system reset. Key number 2, throw the ball. And key number 3, protect the baby. Those are our keys to the game. We're about 4.5 minutes away from your opening kickoff. You're listening to the pregame show brought to you by our friends at Sherwood Community Bank. We'll take a quick time out. We'll be back right after this.
You need multiple things for a project at home but don't want to go all over the city to find it? You need to go see Tom and Lonnie Cook at the 38,000 square foot Trade Fair Mall. Over 200 booths with Amish-made jelly, New and used furniture, antiques, toys, and a little bit of everything you can think of. Harrisonville's Trade Fair Mall can be your one-stop for everything. Whether it's your first time to Harrisonville or you've been here for years, the Trade Fair is definitely a see-it-to-believe-it type of place right across the street from Sutherland's.
What is your time worth? Think about it the next time you head to the city to spend hours and days shopping for home appliances and to save a few dollars. Instead, drive across town and see Erlene and her staff that's right here for your convenience. You can be in or out in a short amount of time with amazing service, a great product, and they always treat you like family. Located behind Hawthorne Bank on Plaza Drive, so spend all your extra time you saved cheering on the Wildcats. And remember, think Trobies first when you think of home appliances.
When it comes to fast service at a reasonable price, Young's Auto is your place. Whether it's a standard oil change, brake check, or something a little more major, Michelle and William with Young's Auto Repair will make sure you get back on the road quickly with a little change left in your pockets. So if you don't want to break the bank when your vehicle needs service, come to the shop that keeps you rolling down the highway. Young's Auto, right across the street from Young's Tire on South Commercial.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. Coin toss going on right now. Take your extra coins to Sherwood Community Bank and start a savings account today. We will give you the results to that coin toss. I will let Gary give us those in just a couple of minutes. Treatment for minor aches and pains starts with a family atmosphere at Schroeder Chiropractic. They want to get to know you and find the best treatment solutions. The family atmosphere in over a decade in Harrisonville, Dr. Martha Schroeder and Dr. Sarah Sharp give residents peace of mind that they were there for weekly appointments or when treatments arise. So when the aches and pains are too much, come in and join the family at Schroeder Chiropractic. Next to the Brick House Coffee, right off the historic Harrisonville Square, Schroeder Chiropractic. They got your back. So the coin toss going on right now. We'll get you the results of that as soon as it is over. Gary and Ron are intently studying the coin toss to see who wins, who loses the first part of this game. For the Wildcats, they will be in their away white tops, white bottoms, blue numbers with the black outline, or black out. I hate not being able to see those correct. The black numbers with the blue outline.
I wondered why you were still. We're doing the coin toss, and I'm thinking it's already done with.
So we won the toss, and we deferred to the second half. So Excelsior Springs will get the ball first. They're going to go from left to right, or as Gary likes to tell you, north to south. Wildcats are going to go from south to north. And again, let's run down the uniforms. Excelsior are going to be in their home black tops, black bottoms, gold numbers, black helmet with the gold number on the side. Wildcats in their away white tops, white bottoms, blue and white trim, black numbers with the blue outline, and the blue lid with the Wildcat on it, the flat blue matte lid. And it's conference football season, Gary.
Yeah, it is.
Nothing else to be said. The talk is over. Thanks again for joining us on this Sherwood Community Bank pregame show. Kick off your mornings at Harrisonville's only drive-thru coffee shop, Brew Daddy's, next to Commerce Bank on Commercial. Brew Daddy's got a workout last week. Let's hope if it's a workout this week, it's in the Wildcat favor. Brody Pitt set to kick it off from his own 40 from right to left as we're about underway from Excelsior Springs High School in Excelsior Springs, Missouri. Famous Elms Hotel and Spa here in Excelsior Springs. So we await the kick. And here comes the Excelsior kick, and it is a high end-over-end kick taken by Excelsior at about their own 5 to 10, up to the 15, 20, 25, cut back inside and knocked down at the 30-yard line. Several Cats there on the tackle, including Carson Miller. So it'll be Excelsior Springs ball from their own 20, led by the junior quarterback, Tay Rainey, watching him in pregame. Got a nice ball. 2 backs in the backfield will be Hutchings, and they're going to go right up the middle with it, and that'll be Rainey with it. He's going to get a quick 6 or 7 yard scamper and bring up 2nd down and 3 for the Tigers of Excelsior Springs. Creason in the backfield. Along with Hutchings. So Hutchings and Creason in the backfield move in motion. They're going to hand off to Creason. He's got it, and he's got a 1st down up to the 44-yard line where he is tackled by Carson Crowley. That'll bring up a 1st and 10 up to the 43-yard line. First drive of this game, you always kind of see the Wildcat offense adjust, or defense, I should say, adjust to what's going on out there on the field. Coach Schenker, one of the best at making changes on the fly, so to speak. Under center is Rainey. They're going to move from left to right. Going to go around the end, and nowhere to go. Drug down on the far side is Rainey. Looks like Isaiah Patrick. Call his name a lot. Patrick over there on the far side. Isaiah has a visit with Pitt State tomorrow, so that's good for him. 2nd down and 10 coming up. They hurry up to the line of scrimmage. In tight, 2 backs in the backfield. They're going to move from right to left. Now Rainey looks back over to the line to the sideline for word from the coach. So Rainey going to go back under center here. And this time they're going to hand it off to the middleman, Gloom, and he gets about 3. Going to bring up 3rd down and 7 with about 10:25 to go here in the first quarter. So Glum moves left to right in that motion. This time he had lined up kind of right behind the quarterback. They hand off to him and nothing doing. Brings up a 3rd down and 7. Just outside of Wildcat territory, their own 46-yard line. So it looks like they have another back up, and Marco Martin in there as well. Play clock has not started yet. Not sure what's going on.
Kickoff tee.
T was still out on the field, so they removed that. Wide receiver flanked out to the left side. They're going to go in motion with Martin. Going to go to the outside. Nowhere to go. Wildcat defense all over it, maybe a couple of yards, and then nothing else, and Excelsior Springs is going to have to punt. This may seem crazy, 5th game into the year, Gary, but it'll be interesting to see how Excelsior Springs special teams is in this ball game, because they've been scoring a lot of points, and they haven't been kicking the ball a lot. So this will probably be a test for them, as they, especially early in the game, have not had to kick the ball away much. Tarwater and Jace Reynolds back at about their own 15. And here comes the kick, high end over end kick. Going to bounce at the 20. The Cats are going to let it roll. It's going to roll inside the 10 and take a Tiger roll down to the 5. And that's where the Cats will start this drive from their own 5-yard line with 9:09 to go here in the first quarter. Great insurance coverage, like on that kick. Go see Brad Sainer with Farmers Insurance in the A-frame on Commercial across from Casey's. Brad and Farmers has been there and covered that.
Now we're coming out deep in our end zone. We have got to hold on to the ball. We need a good long drive.
Going to have Knowles out to the left, Atkinson to the right, split backs in the backfield, Wilson and Reynolds in the backfield, and you have Percival off the end. And this time they're going to go straight up the middle with it. That'll be George, and he goes nowhere. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. So nowhere for George to go. Maybe right back to the line of scrimmage, it looks like. Going to bring up 2nd down and long for the Cats. Split backs in the backfield. Under center is George. There goes George this time. Looks to go somewhere. Nowhere to go with it. They push him back. close to the goal line. They're going to mark it about the 3-yard line. Dane Millsap in on the tackle. Brings up 3rd down and long for the Cats. So 3rd down from their own 3-yard line. 3rd and about 13 for the Cats here. Under center is George. And here they go on 3rd down. George looking to pass. He lofts it deep down the sideline. Caught by Atkinson on the near side, but out of bounds. And it will be 4th down, and the Cats are going to have to punt. We have to mention it in the first punt of the ball game. When Excelsior Springs punts to the Cats, remember it's the Sonic Kick contest. Our contestant tonight, Matthew Norfleet. And if the Cats return a kick for a touchdown in the Sonic Kick return contest, Norfleet will win a $90 gift card. If not, he will still receive a $10 gift card. And that one goes over the head and through the end zone, and that's a safety. And the Cats will have to kick it to Excelsior Springs. So 2-0 early after the bad snap, and the Cats have to kick it. And that's one of those things deep in your own territory you always have to watch for, especially at the high school level, Gary.
Well, and you also don't have the full 15 usually, or 15 or 16 that you get. And he was only at 13, or actually you got to be 1 yard in almost, so 12, and that was the reason, I think, for the high snap and him not be able to get to it.
So Cats are going to have to kick off from their own 20. They can elect to kick it with a tee, or they can just punt it away. I've noticed more and more over the years, though, that a lot of teams elect to punt it as opposed to kick it off, but it looks like the Cats are going to kick it off from their own 20-yard line.
Well, if you got a good punter, hang time really gives you a lot of time, or additional time to be able to get down the field and be able to cover. So, but I think they've elected because maybe they feel more comfortable with their kicking game than their punt.
Right now, 2-0 Excelsior with the lead and winning the field position battle. They got enough to get out of the shadow of their own end zone. And here comes the kick. Kick off your day at Harrisonville's only drive-thru coffee shop, Brew Daddies. And here's a kick right up the middle. And right past everybody they go to the 30, to the 20. Is Cheney going to catch him? He pushes him out down at about the 5-yard line. Ethan Cole with the return. And Excelsior going to have a 1st down and goal with 7:49 to go here in the opening quarter.
68 yards.
Right, 2 backs off the end, lone back in the backfield right behind him. They're going to go in motion, pitch it back that way. Cats all over it. And a quick tackle. No gain. That was Jacob Poisel, I believe, on the tackle. Going to bring up a 2nd down and goal from about the 6. Be a huge momentum swing if the Cats can hold them to a field goal attempt here, or to no points if they decided to go for it. Rainey again. His time he's going to go right up the middle. Inside the 5 to about the 2-yard line is Hutchings. And he's going to be taken down. Going to bring up a 3rd and goal from about the 2-yard line. Go with the inside handoff that time. Rotating players in, rotating players out. Going to bring up 3rd down and goal from about the 3. 2-0 Excelsior with the lead after the bad snap on the punt. Went through the end zone. So up to the line of scrimmage they go. 2 backs off the end, running back in the backfield. And a whistle. And see if they call a timeout. Somebody called one, and Excelsior is going to call the timeout with 6:39 to go in the first quarter. We got our first timeout of the ball game. Does your vehicle need a timeout? Go to Young's Auto Repair and have them check it out right behind the garage on Commercial. We'll be right back.
Decisions on the football field must be made in a split second. When buying a home, it is quite the opposite. Let Carol Looney and her staff at American Heritage walk you through the process with ease. They will make sure buying your dream home doesn't become a nightmare. From the first showing until the keys are in your hand, go with the realtors that have called Harrisonville home since 1981. American Heritage Realtors, office located next to Sonic on Commercial, or go see them at americanheritage-realtors.com.
All right, welcome back. Third down and goal coming up for the Tigers of Excelsior Springs at the Wildcat 3-yard line, trying to punch it in after the long kick return. Split backs in the backfield, double tight formation going from right to left on the exchange, and Creason going to get into the end zone for 6. Ran right over his defender and in for 6. Going to be a touchdown, and it's 8-0. Extra point coming up. This is where that safety comes in. This is where the extra point becomes so huge right now. If they miss the extra point, you remain a one-possession game, but it changes the dynamic if they can get the extra point here. Makes it a two-possession game. So 6:35 to go first quarter, 8-0. Excelsior with the early lead. Low snap, kick is up, kick is good, and it's 9-0 Excelsior Springs, 6.5 to go in the first quarter. We'll be right back.
No matter how many things you've had on the menu at Applebee's, everyone has their favorite. Whether it's an appetizer sampler, chicken fajita roll-up, or 3-cheese chicken penne with a side of buffalo sauce, you always go back to your favorite. At some point over the years, every Wildcat has had a meal at Applebee's. The next time you head to Applebee's in your Wildcat gear, mention the Wildcat Special and receive a 10% discount. Applebee's of Harrisonville on Rockhaven Road, catty corner to Quick Trip.
If the Wildcats return this kick for a touchdown, Matthew Norfleet will win a $90 Sonic gift card in the Sonic kick return promotion. So he is our contestant. If the Cats do not return a kick in this contest, he will still win a $10 Sonic gift card as we await the kickoff. Kick off your morning. Harrisonville's only drive-thru coffee shop. A little squib kick taken by the Upman Knowles at about the 30 to the 35 to the 40. He's got it in the secondary to the 50. Down the sideline he goes. No flags on the field to the 20, to the 10, to the house. Cats answer quickly on that one, and it's 9-6. Cats within 3.
Just what the doctor ordered.
You know what I was going to say, Gary, and we have our Sonic kick return contestant with a $90 Sonic gift card, Matthew Norfleet. Congratulations. That's amazing. That's the best thing ever right there, and I've totally forgot about that part of it. But they needed something. They needed to look at it, Gary, and say, okay, it was 9-0. Take the 2 points off the board. Don't worry about the 2 points, and just look at it like they scored. You just got to go back and score. Worry about the 2 points later in the ball game.
And we're going for 2.
They're going to go for 2 here, and they're going to pitch it back. Jaden Wilson tries to get to the outside. Nowhere to go. Excelsior Springs defense cuts him down, and it'll remain 9-6. So it's 6:20 to go here in the first half of play. The Wildcats trail 9-6, and we have a Sonic kick return contestant winner, Matthew Norfleet. Cats return the kick for a touchdown, make it 9-6. Your touch of your tires on the pavement shouldn't let you down, so go to Young's Tire and Wheel Center to check out those tires. And remember, you ever go out to eat and you want extra options? Kids want something, parents want something, the grandkids want something else. Go to the place in Harrisonville that has the extra options. That is Forged by Fire Kitchen and Tap House in the Price Chopper Shopping Center. 6:20 to go here in the first quarter. Kind of a game reset, so to speak, as a long return by Excelsior Springs led to a short field and a touchdown, and the Cats return a kick for a touchdown with Colby Knowles, and he's been the back guy, and he was up in the middle of all of that and returned it for a kick return for a touchdown. So this is going to be taken at the 20. You know, it's going to go out of bounds, and Excelsior going to have good field position at their own 35-yard line. So, Gary, are we in for another track meet tonight?
If we do, we're getting coffee tonight. That's all I can say.
I don't know if we can get them to deliver all the way up to Excelsior, but we could try. So 6:20 to go here in the first quarter of play. 9-6 the score. 3-point contest. There's the flag, obviously, for the ball going out of bounds. That places it all the way up to the 35-yard line. So 6:20 to go here, first quarter. Excelsior going to bring team up to the line of scrimmage. Rainey going to have it. 2 backs in the backfield, and then also Glum in the backfield. They're going to go right to him. Nope. Rainey keeps it himself, gets to the outside to the 40, 45, and then tripped up on the outside by Zachary Cheney. After a gain of about 12 or 13, pushes it close to midfield. Ball thrown 48-yard line. 6:10 to go here in the first half. 9-6 the score. Excelsior already flipping the field on the Cats if they would have to punt. Going to go with 2 wide receivers set out to the left side. 2 backs off the end. They're going to go in motion. They're going to pitch it back to the back man. Cats read it perfectly. Brody Pitts back there. Loss of about 3 or 4. Makes it a 2nd down and 14. Brody Pitts had that one read all the way. They like to go in motion with Marco Martin off of that one end, and he had nowhere to go. Brings up a 2nd down and 13. Wide receiver flanked out. 2 of them, or 1 of them, I should say, flanked out to the left side. Back in the backfield, goes left, right. They're going to go right up the middle. No, Rainey keeps it himself on the fake handoff. He's going to get 6 or 7 and is tripped up after the gain. Brings up a 3rd down into Wildcat territory, 3rd and about 3. Again, Brody Pitts on the tackle there, so 3rd and 3 coming up from the 45-yard line. 5 minutes ago in this opening stanza, 9-6, Excelsior with the lead. And this time they're going to go right up the middle. Looks like Hutchings, and he goes not quite to a 1st down marker. Going to bring up 4th down and short. 4th and about a yard here. So we'll see Excelsior Springs. You're kind of in no-man land, but also you've been winning the field position battle, so it's just about a yard, maybe just a smidge over a yard right here in front of us. And they're going to look to go for it on 4th down.
Be a perfect time to be able to switch the field position right here.
So here we go on 4th down. Now a whistle and a timeout called by the Wildcats. Does your vehicle need a timeout? Go to Young's Auto Repair and have them check it out right behind the garage on Commercial. We'll be right back after this.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Service has been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a 4th-generation Wildcat. With this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. As always, they are proud sponsors of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
Big 4th down coming up as we're back to Excelsior Springs, Missouri. 4th and about a yard. Gary, you said it. You could flip your field position right here, and we'll see what Excelsior, maybe they think about kicking at this now that Harrisonville's taking a timeout. But with their offense, they can do so many different things out of it. I wouldn't even be surprised to see a pass out of this situation here. On the 4th and short, you're going to jam that box up. If you don't catch this guy, you notice when they broke the huddle, there's a receiver flanked way out here, Holst to the near side. They may be thinking about a little one-on-one coverage as everybody's jammed up in the box. If you look, everybody's within about 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. So Rainey going to be under center. He's going to hand off, and he gets the 1st down. Is Hutchings up to the 40 of the Wildcats, wrapped up by a couple of different Wildcats in there on the stop. Hagen Stevenson in there.
Really nothing fancy, just smash mouth football as far as that goes.
So 1st and 10 down to the Wildcat 41 with 3:55 to go here in the first quarter. 9-6 Excelsior with the lead. Wide receiver your left, wide receiver your right. Got to be careful with the pass in any situation just for the fact that they have been running right at you. This time they go triple option to the near side here, and that is Marco with the run. Marco Martin. And he gets enough for another first down on an 11-yard gain down to the 30. Excelsior changing up their looks left and right here. That was triple option to its finest on that one. And ball down to the 30 of the Wildcats. Wide receiver flanked out to the left, one to the right, two backs off the end. Under center is Rainey. Going to go in motion right up the middle. They're going to go with Hutchings, and breaks into the secondary is actually Rainey. Looks like he's going to be ready for another first down as they're marching right down the field on the Wildcats.
And you'd think Harrisonville would be a little bit used to this because, I mean, this is kind of, not exactly, but similar to what we run.
So here we go, 1st and 10 down to the 20-yard line. Good drive by Excelsior Springs. And right up the middle, they're going to go with Hutchings, and he's going to get 3 or 4, and several Cats in on the tackle there. So Hutchings with the carry. So 2nd down and 7. Ball down to the 17-yard line. Looks like Leonard flanked out. They're going to go up the middle. No, Rainey going to keep it himself. Tries to get to the outside and does. And gets inside the 5. Runs over Cheney. Cheney able to hold on and make the tackle. And he stripped the tackle of Isaiah Patrick. As Patrick had him back at the 15-yard line. Going to be a 1st and goal for Excelsior Springs with 2:12 to go in the first quarter.
That's already 6 first downs for Excelsior, all on runs. This is a 9-play drive. It started on the 35.
Just running right at the Wildcats right now. Giving them a dose of their own medicine here. 2 backs in the backfield. 3rd back goes in motion right to left. Right up the middle, they're going to go into the end zone for 6. Hutchings with the touchdown. Makes it 15-6. Extra point coming up. So Excelsior Springs was able to answer right back. Both teams threw a haymaker, and then Excelsior with a methodical, pounding, running drive right past the Wildcats and put it in for 6. Makes it 15-6 with 2:07 to go here in the first quarter. Kick is up. Kick is no good. So it remains a 15-6 ball game. So we'll take a timeout. We'll be right back.
The Harrisonville Square is quickly becoming a shopping destination, and a big reason why is Birdie's Boutique and Antiques at the corner of Lexington and Pearl Street. Birdie's offers a unique combination of fashionable clothing, furniture, accessories, home decor, and gifts. For the ladies in your life, it's the place to take them. With a little bit of everything, they are sure to make you leave with something new. So the next time you want to go shopping, head up to Historic Square and check out Harrisonville's newest hot spot for fashion, Birdie's Boutique and Antiques.
All right, 2:07 to go here, first quarter. Gary, great play, great drive by Excelsior Springs.
Kind of drives we like. 10 play, 65 yards, ate up 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. All runs, a lot like our offense. We're going to have to return the favor to them, and hopefully, as we have in the past, we're going to make some adjustments on defense, and we'll be able to stop this and be able to continue to score points ourselves.
Well, the configuration they got with the returns, it looks like Excelsior maybe doesn't kick it deep a whole lot. Got a lot of guys spread out in the middle of the field, as looks like Percival back deep at about his own 10-yard line. Ashworth set to kick it away. Little short kick taken by Knowles at the 35-40, and 45 stays on his feet to the 43, I should say. And the Cats will have good field position. And this is the first we've really seen of the Wildcat offense here tonight, Gary. Yeah. You had a 3 and out, but you had the 2 long drives by Excelsior Springs, and you had basically the kick return for both squads. So with 2:01 to go here in this first quarter of play, we got a Wildcat down on the ground here, right about midfield. So maybe one of the Wildcat linemen. Pretty quick to get him helped up on the field. That's actually Isaiah Patrick. And the one guy you don't want to see onto the ground is Isaiah.
You also hate to see the way they're taking him off the field, too, with him not walking off, but them having to carry him off.
He's taking his helmet off there. And you just hope it's not his knee, maybe twisted an ankle or something there as they help him off, go to the far sideline. And that is one guy in the middle of that defense that you got to have out there.
And that's his other knee because he's got the brace on his knee that he injured last year. So
get him over to the sideline and get him looked at. Ball at their own 43 for the Wildcats. Two wide receivers, going to go spread it out a little bit. Two wide receivers out to the right, one to the left. George under center with the split backs in the backfield. And this time, George going to keep it himself. And laid out is Landon George by Creason as the pitch goes nowhere but out of bounds. And it brings up a second down and about 15 as Creason was all over it. And the Cats are not blocking anybody right now, Gary. I mean, Excelsior Springs on all 4 plays they've ran offensively has been somewhere in the backfield.
It's either been a scratch as far as no gain or 2 losses.
So here we go, second down, and Excelsior looking. Deep pass here from George, and it goes incomplete. Threw into double coverage there. Something you don't want to do. Dangerous when you're down already in a game early. You don't want to get down big. Landon George threw into double coverage there. And if there's one critique I'm going to have of Landon all season long, he's had his mind made up when he's under center who he's going to throw that ball to, and he does not look that receiver off. He went to that receiver with 2 guys on him. You've got to be able to know where your matchup's at as a quarterback.
Yeah, you got to check off and go somewhere else.
So third down coming up for the Cats from their own 39-yard line. Nothing going offensively for the Cats. And again, passing situation. George rolls out, gets it complete to his receiver Atkinson on the far side, and Atkinson going to get closer to a first down, but it'll bring up a fourth down right about midfield, and the Cats are going to have to punt with 1:37 to go here in the first quarter of play. So Atkinson made a good spin move on the far side, just could not quite get to the first down marker, and that will be the Cats having to turn it over and kick it away. So 1:37 to go here, first quarter. Cats down 9 and kicking back to the Excelsior Springs Tigers. Good end over end kick, going to roll inside the 10 and roll dead at about the 15-yard line. Jace Reynolds going to touch it dead. And Excelsior will have their worst field position of the ball game at their own 15, but it has not mattered for Excelsior Springs as they have been able to drive the ball on the Wildcats early on in this one. 1:26 to go here in the first quarter of play. So ball at their own 16-yard line. Rainey under center, has his backs in the backfield. Going to go in motion this time from left to right. And Rainey going to keep it himself into the secondary up to the 30 and tripped up. Zach Cheney somehow got a hand on him. And Rainey gets all the way up to the 36-yard line. Cats not making adjustments defensively so far as Rainey comes to the near sideline and runs for a nice chunk of yardage. 20 yards on the gain.
He's already at 73 on 8 carries.
So here we go. Ball up to the 36-yard line. Wide receiver to your left. Wide receiver to your right. 2 backs off the end. Under center is Rainey. 1st and 10. They're going to go in motion. And Rainey looking to pass for the first time tonight. Chased out of the pocket. Blocking the back, not called here on the near sideline, and Rainey able to run for a first down. Zach Cheney literally pushed in the back right in front of the white hat, and nothing called. And it'll be another first down for Excelsior Springs. So 46 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And the Cats do not have an answer for Rainey and this Excelsior Springs.
Well, it's obviously Rainey was a running back last year. It's obvious why Rainey is quarterback in this year. It's going to be more of a runoff incident as a pass anyway.
So this time they're going to run it, and up the middle is Hutchings, and he's going to get 7 or 8. They go right up the middle there, and that's where they're going to attack with Isaiah Patrick not in the ball game. Go all the way to the 46-yard line. We got a whistle and a timeout, Harrisonville. So Harrisonville going to talk things over. Does your vehicle need a timeout? Go to Young's Auto Repair and have them check it out right behind the garage on Commercial. We'll be right back.
It's happened to all of us, running a few minutes late and not enough time to drive somewhere to get out and go in to get a coffee, tea, latte, or delicious muffin or cinnamon roll. Good news, Brew Daddy's Coffee is now open and boasts Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop. Quick, convenient, and delicious is exactly what Brew Daddy's is for you. Opening at 6 a.m. and staying open all afternoon on Fridays to give you that caffeine boost before the game. Brew Daddy's Coffee right next to Commerce Bank on Commercial.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Excelsior Springs. Late first quarter, 22 seconds to go in the first quarter, and Excelsior Springs has the ball for a third time, and they are driving right down Wildcat Boulevard and right through the Wildcat defense right now. It is a second down and a pair coming up. So second down and 2 coming up for Excelsior Springs. Rainey under center in Wildcat territory. Going to go in motion and right up the middle they go Hutchings. He's got a first down and some inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Brody Pitts on the tackle. Tarwater over there as well, but not before Hutchings shreds a tackler and makes it 6 or 7 yards. 10 seconds to go here, first quarter. Wide receiver flanked out left side, 2 backs off the ends. Running back in the backfield is Hutchings. And right up the middle, this time keeping it himself is Rainey. And Rainey is wrapped up by Crowley at the initial point of contact is the line of scrimmage. He's able to fall forward for a yard or 2. And I'll see, as the quarter ends here, Gary, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back, and I'll like to see an adjustment they may make in the second. We'll be right back.
Teammates on a football field are a must. That's why Cameron Chenoweth of American Family and Lacey Domnick of Shelter Insurance are teaming up to give you options in the insurance market. They know you have choices, and they want to work together like the Wildcat football team to make sure you have the best insurance coverage out there. To see what their team can do for you, call Cameron Chenoweth at 816-380-3996 and Lacey Domnick at 816-380-2700.
All right, 1 quarter in the books here in Excelsior, and it's 15-6 Excelsior Springs, and they're running left and right, up and down the field on the Wildcats. I'd like to see them start putting a spy on Rainey. All his job is to follow where number 2 goes, if he has the ball or not, because right now he's getting to the outside and he's getting big chunks of yardage.
Yeah, and they've also eaten up out of the first quarter, 12 minutes. There's only 12 in it. He's had it 10. They've had it 10.
So here they go in motion. Up the middle, they're going to go Creason, and Creason breaks tackles and bounces forward for another Excelsior Springs first down. And they're doing a great job of mixing up. You know, it's like a thunderstorm, Gary. They got thunder with their 2 running back, Hutchings and Creason, and then you got the lightning and the flashy speed of Rainey, and they're just up and down the field right now on the Wildcats. So another first down to the 30 of the Wildcats, inside the 30. And here goes Rainey and company on first down. Up the middle, Rainey keeps it himself after the fake. Goes to the outside and past everybody to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Excelsior Springs. And it's 21-6. Excelsior now up in this one. Cats have no answer for Rainey in this Excelsior Springs offense here in the first half. 21-6 the score. Cats down 4-15 in this one.
7-play, 84-yard drive, 8 up.
And this is where, if I am Excelsior Springs, I'm going for 2. You make it a 17.3 possession contest, and they are going to do just that. They feel like they can get 2 or 3 yards anytime they want. Here we go on the extra point. And Rainey going to hand off, and nowhere to go. Cats able to stop it. Maybe that'll give them a little bit of a momentum booster. Keeps it 21-6 with 11:24 to go in the first half. We'll be right back.
One of the scariest things to do is to take your car to a mechanic. No reason to be scared when you have the best mechanics around right here in Harrisonville. Colby and the crew at Colby's Car Clinic are all ASE certified mechanics with the latest equipment to keep your vehicle running smoothly year in and year out. Add new tires and being a rough country lifts and accessory dealer, Colby's Car Clinic takes the fear out of getting your car fixed. So give Colby a call at 816-380-3000 or go see them in the big blue building behind O'Reilly's.
All right, welcome back. 11:24 to go first half. Sonic kick return contestant tonight, Matthew Norfleet. He's already won a $90 gift card. I'm not real sure what happens if the Cats return another kick for a touchdown. I guess it goes back to 50, so we have to give him a 90 and a 50. He's playing with house money at this point.
They've already got 175 yards total offense and controlled the clock. They've had it out of 12 and a half minutes. They've had it 10 and a half of the minutes, and we've only ran 6 plays, 2 3 and outs.
So here we go, a little quick skipper up to about the 35. Cats will cover it. Dangerous there as it bounced high in the air. Jason Reynolds able to cover it, and it'll be Cats ball at their own 35. And I don't know that the Cats are in positive yardage situation at all offensively. I know they're negative in rushing. They have 3 total yards, and that came on the 10-yard pass to Kennedy Atkinson. So Cats got to find some offense as the Excelsior Springs offensive and defensive lines are controlling this game, and that's an understatement right now, just a quarter in. Under center is George. 2 backs in the backfield. They're going to go right up the middle with Wilson, and Wilson gets maybe a half a yard, and it brings up second down for Excelsior Springs with 11:05 to go in the first half. And the Cats, I mean, you don't want to think that you have a must situation on a drive, but you cannot go 3 and out right here and put your defense right back out on the field. So 2nd and 9 coming up, split backs in the backfield. George under center. And George looking to pass, throws it out in the flats for Knowles, and Knowles can't hang on to it. Brings up 3rd down and 9. So a 3rd and long coming up for the Cats from their own 36. 10:44 to go, and that stops the clock. That's even worse for you as the clock now stops. So you can go empty backfield shotgun formation now. 2 wide receivers to your left, 3 to your right. This is a different look for the Cats. And they're going to throw it right over to the middle of Knowles. He's into the secondary, the 50 to the 40. Knowles down the sideline. Nobody's going to catch him. He's to the house. Touchdown, Wildcats. Spread it out and take it to the house. And the Wildcats pull to within 1 score on the Colby Knowles touchdown run. That was a little slant over the middle, Gary, and that was all Colby Knowles after that.
Yeah, it was, and he got a good block over on the other side, which he was able to set up and then get on the outside, and after that it was over with.
So Knowles with the big touchdown, and it's 21-12 with 10:39 to go here in the first half. Cats going to go for 2. Try to make this a 1-score game. In motion they're going to go. They pitch it back to Percival. Percival gets to the corner for 2, and it makes it 21-14. And then a flag after the fact. I'm not sure who that'll be on, but that will be I think somebody didn't like the call, and that may be on Excelsior, which will push the Wildcats kickoff to the 45 of Excelsior Springs, if that is what the flag was. So 10:39 to go in the first half. 21-14 is our score. We'll wait from the official. So the Cats will kick off from the Excelsior 45. And more than likely, Brody Pitts is going to put this one into the end zone, and Excelsior will take off from their own 20, but we will see. So reset things for you here. Just the start of the second quarter of play. Cats cannot get anything going running the ball offensively. Have had a little bit of luck with the pass. That last play on third down, Coach Meek says, all right, split back veer's not working. I'm going empty set, 5 wide receivers. And he got the slant route to Colby Knowles for the big touchdown, and it cuts it to a one-score game.
Well, if you noticed, whenever they went empty backfield and spread everything out, Excelsior Springs stayed inside. I mean, they still had about 7 or 8 in the box, and which really surprised me.
The only bad part about that was we were just talking that you got to have a good drive going. I mean, you'll take the 7, but at the same time.
Less than a minute on the clock. However, they've got Excelsior, we're going to see in the fourth quarter, they've got a lot of athletes playing both ways. So some of this may even out.
Yeah, exactly. So Pitts stands at the 45 of Excelsior Springs to boot this one deep. And here's the kick, end over end through the end zone, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for Excelsior Springs.
You know, you look at the score and you say 21-14. 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns. It's not that at all. It's a totally unconventional way to get to 21-14.
We've had the 3 touchdowns, but we had a 2-point conversion.
A safety.
A safety. We've had all kinds of fun stuff here in the first quarter and minute of this half. Remember to kick off your morning at Harrisonville's only drive-thru coffee shop, Brew Daddy's, next to Commerce Bank on Commercial. 2 backs off the end. They're going to go in motion. This time they're going to go right up the middle and pitch it back to Hutchings, I believe, and he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Cats defense has tightened up a little bit here. Going to give him about a yard. Going to bring up 2nd down and 9 with 10:20 to go here in the first half. So 10:14 to go here first half. Excelsior comes to the line of scrimmage. Rainey going to be under center. He's going to have Hutchings in the backfield. He's going to have his 2 backs off the end in Glum, and Hutchings are going to go in motion. That is Marco, and he's going to go to the outside. 5-yard gain for Hutchings, taken down again by Brody Pitts. He's having a good game early on. Brings up 3rd down and 3. Make it 3rd and 4 for Excelsior Springs with 9:45. Cats desperately need a 3-and-out right here. And this is where you want to go on some misdirection. Want to go on your misdirection here if you're Excelsior Springs with Rainey. Get him in space, and that's what they've been doing early on. Hopefully they got a spy on him on this 3rd down and 4. Split backs in the backfield. Under center, Rainey going to pitch it back for Creason. Creason gets to the outside. Going to get close to a 1st down. I believe he's going to have it. Past the 30 to the 31, it'll be a 1st and 10 Excelsior Springs. So Cats had it red. And it goes up to the 31-yard line. So hopefully we'll get some news. Isaiah's not back out of the field. We'll get what happened to him maybe by halftime. Up the middle they're going to go, and a 5-yard gain. Cats get the tackle, but it's a quick 5-yard hit for Excelsior Springs. Tackle by James Fuller. So Fuller with the tackle. Brings up 2nd and about 6. Looks like they're going to mark it. Wide receiver flanked out left side, split backs in the backfield in motion from right to left. Rainey going to hand it off for Creason, and Creason into the secondary. And another gigantic hole up to about the 49-yard line, and another Excelsior 1st down. I was thinking first downs. I was like, we haven't been talking. I don't know that I've said anything about Troby's Maytag home playing center first down, and I don't think the Cats actually have a first down yet in the ball game, and we're a quarter plus in. Here we go. Rainey going to hand it off. Cats again getting penetration in the backfield, just not wrapping up and tackling as the Excelsior Springs, the running backs are just pounding the Cats. You like yak, and you really like yak from your running backs. Yards after contact, Gary. In the initial contact of the running backs, they're getting 4 and 5 yards after that initial contact, and you'll take that all day long.
Yeah, and that's what we've been getting in the last several games, but they're getting it as well here.
So Rainey under center into Wildcat territory to the 48-yard line. Glum goes in motion. Rainey keeps it, squirms through the middle, and now has a man to beat. Gets to the outside. He's going to go down the sideline. Cheney pushes him out of bounds all the way down to the 12-yard line. And right there tells you the difference in having Isaiah Patrick in the middle of that football field, because that was just a designed draw by the quarterback up the middle there, and nobody was there to tackle him, and then he was able to bounce it to the outside for 40-plus yards. And it's a first down and 10 to the 12 for Excelsior Springs. 21-14 to score, 7:20 to go in the first half. And Rainey going to hand off Hutchings, and Hutchings going to get around a block into the end zone for 6. And it's 27-14, 7:15 to go here in the first half. The defense of the Cats is being attacked by the Tigers of Excelsior Springs in the first half of this one to a tune of 4 touchdowns in a little over a quarter and not quite a half. 7:14 to go, 7:15 to go here in first half. Extra point coming up as Glum set to kick this one through. There's the snap, the kick. It is up, it is through, and it's 28-14, 7:15 left in the first half. We'll be right back.
It's 6 p.m. and your family is discussing what to eat for dinner. We've all been there. Everyone wants something different. So make it simple. Go to Forged by Fire in Harrisonville for a little bit of everything. Salads for mom, and a wide variety of them at that. The steak for dad, a Boss Burger for your growing boy, and chicken strips for the little one. The next time you need a variety of food with extra options to satisfy everyone in the family, make the one stop to Forged by Fire in the Price Chopper Shopping Center on Commercial.
All right, kick off your morning at Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop, Brew Daddy's, next to Commerce on Commercial Street. Brew Daddy's Coffee now open in Harrisonville. So 7:15 to go here in the first half of this one, and it's been all Excelsior Springs and their offense as they've ran all over the Wildcats so far. Now a high kick. Bounces. Atkinson going to have to take it about the 10, 15, 20, little hesitation move, and he's hammered at the 21-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 Cats from their own 21. So 7:08 to go, first half. See what Coach Meeks has up his sleeve on this drive. See if he wants to maybe think about staying in that empty backfield set for a couple of plays and see if Excelsior Springs can adjust to it. So 7:08 to go, first half. Cats down 2 scores. If you're the Cats, you'd like to get a score and a stop and take your chances maybe getting tied up going into the locker room, as you will get the ball after the half. And they're going to go with the split backs. They got Wilson and Reynolds in the backfield. Under center is George, and he's going to throw it down the sideline. He's got Atkinson. Atkinson cannot make the play. Good defense on the side by Excelsior Springs.
And Colby Knowles was wide open. You had Atkinson on this side. You had Percival and Knowles on that side. They only had one defender on that side. That's where you say he's already picking his receiver before he doesn't even look off.
So Talon Chase with the coverage on the near side, able to knock it away. Now Knowles, the lone receiver out there for the Cats. He's off the left side. Percival off the left end. They're going to hand off this time. Reynolds cuts through a defender and gets about 5 yards. Going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Cats. So Cats able to get a little bit of yardage there. And you wonder, Gary, you talked about wearing down. All of their linemen were going both ways. They've been out on the field the entire game so far, and they've been doing well offensively. You're going to be interesting to see if maybe the Cats start wearing down a little bit here late in the second quarter already. So 3rd down coming up and looking to throw. Here goes the throw, and right through the hands of Knowles, and that'll be 4th down, and the Cats have another 3 and out. Cats not getting anything going offensively in this ball game. They had the one long touchdown pass, but other than that, looking at Landon's stat line throwing the ball, just two completions out of 7 attempts in the ball game. So Knoll stands at his own 15 to kick this one away. And he gets it off good. High kick taken by Excelsior at their own 40 to the 45, 50, and a flag back here. Looks like this one will be coming back. So block in the back there. So that's a little bit of a break for the Wildcats. But at this point in the game, if the Cats can't get a stop, you're looking at a 21-point deficit here in the first half of this one, as Excelsior has ran left and right on the Wildcats into this first half. So 6:04 to go, first half, 28-14. Wildcats trail, and Excelsior Springs is going to have the ball again at their own 35-yard line. So 6:04 to go here in the first half. Cats need a stop. Offensively, Cats, I think, have only ran like 11 total plays. Excelsior's ran about 35. And under center is Rainey. Going to go in motion, and they're going to hand off to the inside back, Hutchings, and he's into the secondary. Down the sideline, cuts back, wrapped up. No, still on his feet. Finally taken down by Brody Pitts, but not before he gets 30-plus again. Down to the 32-yard line of the Wildcats with 5:51 to go in the first half. That's just hard running by the running back Hutchings right there. Not going down on first contact and not allowing him just to kind of push him over and take him down. They're making him take him to the ground. Under center, up the middle again, Hutchings. And he gets 4 or 5 inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. So ball down to the 28-yard line. 28-14 the score. 5:20 to go in the first half of this one. Excelsior looking to make this a 21-point contest still in the first half. Wide receiver flanked out to the near side. Under center is Rainey. Got his man in motion up the middle note. Rainey keeps it himself, cuts it in the middle. Touchdown, 34-14. Rainey walks into the end zone untouched from 25 yards out. 34-14 the score, 4:52 to go in the first half. Over 200 yards of offense so far for Excelsior Springs in this ball game, and they lead it 34-14. So 34-14 the score. There's the snap, the kick. It is up. It is good, but there was a whistle. And they're going to go for 2 as it was offsides on the Wildcats. That puts it down to the 1-yard line, 1.5-yard line. So Excelsior changes it up, going to go for 2 here, try to make it a 36-14 ball game. It's all math at this point in time. With it being 20 or 22, it still remains a 3-score game. So 4:52 to go here, first half. Cats trail by 20. Excelsior Springs been scoring points all season long, and they're putting the points on the Wildcats here tonight. They get it into the end zone for 2. Creason easily walks in, and it's 36-14. We'll take a timeout.
Everybody has that one friend's house they love to go to with cool decorations and a relaxed environment. The Garage Burgers in Harrisonville is like your friend's house, an amazingly fun place with names of all of its visitors adorning the walls with old racing gear throughout. Make it your place to go next time you want a fun and terrific dinner. With 20-plus burgers, amazing appetizers, and ice-cold drinks, the Garage is your stop for fun and excitement. Now open late on Fridays. The Garage Burgers on Commercial across from Young's Tire.
Every season you got a point in the season you got to look at as trying to find your spark, trying to find your mojo, so to speak. This is one of those times for the Wildcats. You're down 22 on the road in your home opener. You're 1-3 on the year. Somebody's got to find a spark to light this Wildcat fire. Ball at their own 10. Percival's got it to the 15, to the 20, 25, 30, out to the outside, and tripped up on the near sideline. Going to be at the 30-yard line. 4:44 to go in the first half, and the Cats down 22. The ball at their own 30-yard line with 4:44 to go here in the first half. Bring the team out. George going to be under center. Split backs in the backfield. Reynolds and Wilson. Percival off the end on the right side. Wide receiver right is Knowles. And they're going to give it to Wilson, and Wilson gets maybe 2. And there's just no running room right now for the Wildcats. Excelsior closing every gap, every hole, and it's a second down and long. And, you know, that when you're not getting that push off the line of scrimmage, Coach Meeks gets put in a precarious situation as the offensive coordinator of what do you do? Because if you throw it on first down, it's incomplete, you're in second and long. But if you run it, you're in second and long right now. So here we go, right up the middle, Reynolds, and Reynolds gets another yard, brings up third down and long here. So 4:05 to go in the first half, and the Cats in danger of going 3 and out.
If you look, though, whenever we line up, they've got 8 men in the box, and I mean 8 men within 5 yards of tackle to tackle, or just outside tackle, tackle inside. We've got to be able to get something outside because, I mean, that's the way you stop the triple option if you're not going to do anything else. So now they've backed up a little bit because it's third down and long. But
wide receiver each side, looking to throw is George, and he didn't look for long as Excelsior Springs read it, pin their ears back, sacks George back at the 30-yard line. And when you get down big early and you're forced into passing situations, a defense can do that, Gary. You can pin your ears back, take your chances on the blitzes. They did it right there, and Glum takes down George for a sack, and it brings up a fourth down with 3:34 to go here in the first half. So Wildcats down in this one as there's a timeout on the field. 3:34 to go, first half. 36-14 Cats with the disadvantage here. And, you know, you look at it right now and, you wonder if it's a little maybe a bit of hangover from last week. They gave up 80-plus points last week, and they've already given up 36 in the first half of this one. So in a little over almost 6 quarters, the Wildcats have given up 120-plus points. Well, that's never a good sign. But at the same time, you got to be able to make those adjustments, and the Wildcat coaching staff's going to go in the locker room at halftime, try to make some adjustments, and see what they can get going. So 3:34 to go here before the break. Excelsior Springs up big in this one. So Knoll stands at about his own 18-yard line. It's a snap, and here's the kick. He gets it off. High spiraling kick, taken and dropped. The Cats are going to get on top of it, and it's going to be Excelsior ball because he ran into they didn't give him the halo to catch that one. As soon as it hit him, the Wildcat defender was there. That was a late flag coming in, but it was the right flag coming in with 3:23 to go in the first half. So the officials are going to talk it over here. I mean, there's always a possibility that they could wave the flag off. Or, no, it looks like they're going to say, we want you to re-kick it, I believe is what they'll probably do. So we'll see. They're sorting it out here. So, no, they won't re-kick it. So it'll be Excelsior Springs ball in Wildcat territory. And at this point in the game, it doesn't really matter where Excelsior Springs has taken the ball because they've gone long distances, they've gone short distances. They lead at 36-14 with still 3:23 to go before halftime. Under center comes Rainey. Split backs in the backfield. Glum off the edge of the quarterback. Set for action here. And Rainey keeps it himself. And he is drugged down quickly, but still a 3 or 4 yard gain. Christian Cooper on the tackle. So Christian Cooper in the middle there. At the middle linebacker spot with Josh Pesic, the freshman. So 2nd down and 7 coming up. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right, 2 backs off the end. Under center, Rainey. Up the middle they go, Creason. He's going to push the pile forward, and that's a microcosm of the first half of this one, Gary, is just a running back keeping the legs moving. It was actually Hutchings on the carry. He moves it all the way close. They're going to mark him short of the first down. So they're going to stop his forward progress at about the 33-yard line. 3rd and a yard coming up for Excelsior Springs. Under center. Here they go up the middle. Hutchings for an easy first down and moves the chains with 2 minutes to go. 2:06 to be exact here in the first half. So 36-14, Excelsior marching down the field again, trying to put 42 points on the board here in the first half of this one. Cats down 22. Excelsior trying to make it 29 or 30. Under center here. And Rainey going to keep it himself. Looked for a running room, and the Cats closed the door quickly and put him down with 1:40 to go in the first half. Brings up a 2nd down. CJ Caterly checks out. As Jamie Medina checks in for the Wildcats at the nose position on 2nd down and about 7. And this time, Rainey keeps it himself. Ball on the turf. Cats, do they cover it?
I think so.
And they do cover it. That's huge for the Wildcats here with 1:05 to go in the first half. Stop the bleeding, so to speak, as they get the turnover. And it'll be their ball on their own 27-yard line. And this you know, it's one of those, what do you do in this situation? I'd almost say go empty backfield and spread it out, see what you can get here in your last 105. And it looks like that's exactly what Coach Meeks is going to do. Empty set, George in the backfield all alone. 2 wide receivers to his left, 3 to his right. George throws it out in the flat for Percival. Percival into the middle of the field to the 40, 45, close to midfield and still on his feet into Wildcat or into Excelsior Springs territory down at the Excelsior Springs 49-yard line. Clock will stop momentarily as they reset the chains. 54 seconds to go in the first half of this one. Each team with a timeout left. That is a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances.
That's our first one.
Back under center they go, and George looking to throw again. He
That's
double
the
pump,
throw. That's
and he
the
throws
throw.
it right to Colby Knowles. Pump faked, looked him off, and then threw a dart inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. 35 seconds to go here in the first half of play. Cats in business. Clock will roll. And a whistle and a timeout going to be called, I believe, by Excelsior Springs here as they're trying to get guys off the field. Does your vehicle need a timeout? Go to Young's Auto Repair and have them check it out right behind the garage on Commercial. 30 seconds to go. First half. We'll be right back.
When you climb in your vehicle with your kids and head to the Wildcat game, you want to be safe. Make sure your tires are safe by visiting William and Michelle's at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. You might not need them today. William can give you a peace of mind by letting you know when you will. If tires are needed, they will get you the best tire on the market and Harrisonville's best tire warranty with free flat repair for life of the tire. So stay safe with new tires from Young's Tire and Wheel Center.
And we haven't had a first down, Gary pointed out in the break, all game. That was our first 2 first downs of the bowl game, and that was at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. First down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. So Cats in business here. Ball at the 14-yard line. They got 1 timeout in their back pocket here. See what they go with offensively. Reynolds and Wilson in the backfield. And this might be a time you want to catch them off guard. But again, everybody crammed in that box. And here we go on 1st and 10. George looking to pass. Rolls out. Throws it over the middle. Wide open. Atkinson. Touchdown Wildcats. Makes it 36-20. And it makes it a 16-point game with the extra point coming up. And the Cats, good news for the Cats, they get the ball back after the break as well. Cats going to go for 2 here, try to make it a 36-22 ball game. George again under center. 2 backs in the backfield. Wide receiver left and right. And they're going to go in motion with Percival. And a flag. See what they're going to call here. So false start on the Cats, not what they want in that situation. I mean, at this situation, do you chase? Do you chase the 2 point? You do open it up a little bit here. It's a 16-point game. Kick the extra point, you only need 1 2-point conversion. But if you get the 2-point conversion, you also do cut it to 14, and you're back to even, so to speak. So George looking to pass, slant, Atkinson, and can't get in. Cut down at the half-foot line. Atkinson was right there, and it remains 36-20.
It was just a good tackle.
The touch of your tires on the pavement shouldn't let you down. Go to Young's Tire and Wheel Center and have them check out your tire. All touchdowns brought to you by Young's Tire and Wheel Center. And remember, for those extra menu options for everybody in the family, go see our friends at Forged by Fire Kitchen and Tap House in the Price Chopper Shopping Center. All extra points brought to you by Forged by Fire. So reset things for you. 25 seconds to go. First half, 36-20 your score. Excelsior up 16 in this one. And, you know, this sounds bad, but Cats are lucky to be within 16 right now the way this game has unfolded so far.
Yeah, they've not had a drive over 3 plays. And they've only used 6 minutes of the 23.5 minutes in the first half.
So 25 seconds to go, first half of this one, 36-20. Cats down 16. Good news, they do get the ball back after the halftime. High end over and kick by. Brody Pitts taken by the up man at the 20. 25-30. Cats trip him up, but he bounces to the outside, wrapped up at about the 35-yard line. Kyron Beavers on the tackle, along with Brody Pitts. And 18 seconds to go here in the half. And, you know, Gary, something to chew on, so to speak. Excelsior running a 4-man front, running a 4-3 defense. Cats haven't struggling against that 4-man front. You look through the first couple of games of the year, who they've struggled against, they were loading the box with 4-man down linemen. So that's something maybe that they got to try to shift up and switch around. Harrisonville is going to take its last time out here of the half. Does your vehicle need a timeout? Go to Young's Auto Repair and have them check it out right behind the garage on commercial. We'll take a quick 30 as well.
It's happened to all of us. Our printer out of ink and need an important document printed. In Harrisonville, that can spell disaster. Not any longer, though. Kaleidoscope Digital Services has you covered with inexpensive printing services. No more trips to the city just to get a copy made. And that's not all. Computer on the fritz, they'll take a look. Wi-Fi needed for workspace, and even starting a local gaming community plus new board games to try. Head up to the historic Harrisonville Square and check out Kaleidoscope Digital Services on the corner of Wall and Independence Street.
All right, welcome back. 18 seconds to go in the half. Cats down 16 in this one. 36-20 our score. Cats will get the ball at the half, so they need a stop right here, not give up any big plays to Excelsior Springs and go into the locker room. And a chance to make it a one-score game coming out of the half. 2 backs off the end, running back in the backfield. They're going to go in motion with Glum right up the middle. No, Rainey keeps it himself, gets to the outside, down the sideline, getting chased and out of bounds at the 50. Forced out on the far side. Zach Cheney again. Zachary Cheney's got about 14 tackles in the first half, and that's not a good thing as he's coming from a defensive back position. When your defensive backs are making a lot of tackles, that tells you that the front, your line and your linebackers aren't making the tackles. That means they're getting 8, 10, 12 yards per run. Here we go on 1st and 10 at midfield. In motion, they're going to go again. And again, Rainey cuts it to the outside from the middle and stays on his feet, still making people miss, and finally gets pushed out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. It is poor tackling right there. Nobody wrapping up. Obviously, a lot of that's on the runner and the quarterback, Rainey, as he's making people miss. But they're running hard after contact, and they're not going down with initial contact. Here we go, 1st and 10 down to the 35-yard line. Does Excelsior throw up a jump ball, or I almost spread it out and then let Rainey try to run with it right up the middle?
They haven't thrown the ball all game. I don't see them throwing the ball here. I think it's all Rainey. He's going to try to do the same thing he's done the last 2 plays. We just got to contain him.
So here we go, and this time, no, it's going to be Hutchings, and Hutchings is inside the 20 to the 15. Down inside, and that'll run the clock out, but another 50-plus yards of offense for Excelsior Springs as we go into the locker room.
There's a flag on the 32. Not sure exactly what that is. It's probably going to be a block in the back or a hold on.
I think it's going to be on them,
and
so it'll be declined. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with your halftime right after this.
Thank you, Kansas City, for making us the fastest growing Ford dealership in the Midwest. As a show of our appreciation, we are continuing You Pay What We Pay sales event. That's right. Going on right now, you pay what we pay on any new Ford on our lot. All invoices are clearly displayed. The highest trade-in values and the best financing ever are going on right now at Max Ford of Harrisonville. The lowest prices and a hassle-free shopping environment makes us the easiest place to buy a car. Max Ford of Harrisonville at the I-49 and 291 exit or anytime at maxford.com.
Salon 114 on the historic Harrisonville Square is happy to sponsor this year's Spirit Spotlight, which highlights a different Wildcat cheerleader who has excelled on the team each week. While the stylists at Salon 114 are extremely busy, they are excited to announce the addition of a full-spectrum infrared sauna. This new addition is available to anyone and comes with an array of health benefits. Sessions are available with flexible times and by the minute. That makes now the time to call at 816-651-3722. It's never too early to teach your little ones about finances and saving money. Sherwood Community Bank has plenty of options available for you to help kids save and learn how to manage money. Savings accounts can be started as soon as one is born to help teach them to save. Once they are behind the wheel, a checking account with free internet banking and a debit card could be there for them to manage their money. Sherwood Community Bank is there for the youngsters. Just ask Braxton.
Go see them at Sherwood's Bank. That's where my account is.
There are a million places to buy a used car, so why not go somewhere you know lives by the Show Me State motto? The staff at Show Me wants to show you that Show Me spirit. Excellent service, affordable prices, and even loaners while you get your car serviced. With 2 locations to serve you in Harrisonville and Belton, they will put you in your dream car, truck, or SUV, and if they don't have it, they'll find it for you. So drive on over to Show Me Auto Mall and drive away with your next car.
When you want all the latest news about the Wildcats, turn to the South Cass Tribune. A large sports section, honor rolls, robotics, and even news and notes from all 6 Harrisonville campuses. They are sure to have you covered. They are happy to say the Wildcats are their hometown team. Find the Tribune around town at various establishments or get a subscription delivered right to your mailbox. Keep up with everything each week in the South Cass Tribune, Harrisonville's home news source.
Treatment for minor aches and pains starts with a family atmosphere at Schroeder Chiropractic. They want to get to know you and find the best treatment solutions. The family atmosphere in over a decade in Harrisonville, Dr. Martha Schroeder and Dr. Sarah Sharp give residents peace of mind that they will be there for weekly appointments or when treatments arise. So when the aches and pains are too much, come in and join the family at Schroeder Chiropractic next to Brick House Coffee right off the historic Harrisonville Square. Remember, Schroeder Chiropractic has your back. You have choices when it comes to apparel and promotional gear for your business. Don't sacrifice quality for choice. Travis Thurston with Tees Screen Printing and Embroidery has all you could ask for. Local, available to screen print, embroidery, and make vinyl decals, not to mention 50,000 promotional products at your fingertips with Tees Screen Printing. The next time your business or event needs apparel or to give away local, stay local and turn to Tees Screen Printing and Embroidery, the pros who for Tees trust to outfit them every Friday night.
A strong starting lineup is a key to a great team. Insurance is no different, and Stafford & Stafford Insurance has the best lineup in town. With personal, commercial, health, life, farm, and crop insurance, they have you covered. 40-plus employees are there for you to find the best rates, walk you through claims, and make sure they are there for every step of the way. So if you're looking for a full-service insurance company with a strong starting lineup, go see the folks over at Stafford & Stafford Insurance on Commercial Street, across from Holland Auto Sales.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Excelsior Springs, Missouri. The Wildcats trail at 36-20 at the half, and it's time for our Kaleidoscope Digital Services halftime show. On the Harrisonville Square, your one stop for printing, commercial, computer services, Wi-Fi, gaming. Go see Harrisonville's best computer solutions. That's Kaleidoscope Digital Services. So, again, your score 36-20 at the half, as we've got about 15 minutes or so of halftime to go. Wildcats continue some winning ways in the soccer side of things, with Schroeder Chiropractic happy to update us on the Wildcats team soccer progress. Schroeder Chiropractic, they've got your back. Cats in the tough Smithville tournament, actually playing here. They played tonight as well. They tied with Staley 4-4. They beat Park Hill 3-2 yesterday. And they beat Smithville 4-0 today and have a 7-2-2 overall record. So the Wildcat soccer program is coming around. They lost a lot of seniors on that team that went to the Final Four. But bottom line is they're getting the W's again. They're 7-2-2 on the season. And that is brought to you by Schroeder Chiropractic. Schroeder Chiropractic, they've got your back. Thank you for the soccer seconds. So we'll go to Gary now with some halftime stats on this one. And Gary, you know, all I can say was all Excelsior Springs Cats are lucky to be down 16 right now.
Well, I'm going to go over their stuff real quick because it's easy. They had total offense 368 yards, controlled the clock with 18 minutes, and, that's pretty much the ball game. We only had the ball for 6 minutes. We only ran 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 plays. We had 147 total yards, 0 net rushing yards, 147 passing yards. And then the return yards of about 120 gave us 267 total yards to include all purpose. The kickoff return and that one drive where we had 3 plays and a touchdown passes is just about all we've done. I mean, you know, we've not been able to run the ball. We've not been able to control the line of scrimmage. When you can't control the line of scrimmage, you cannot run our option. I mean, you've got to be running downhill to be able to do that, and we're not able to do that tonight.
You know, and you don't want to go away from what's worked for the last several years for you, but at the same time, the only thing that has worked is that shotgun formation that they spread out in, and they've been able to get big chunks of yardage. So, you know, it's a decision for Coach Max, Coach Meeks at halftime. Hey, do we just come out in the second half and try to start flinging it around because that's the only place we've been getting yardage? Make them show that they can stop the pass, and if they can't, just stick with it, and you got to stick with what works and make that adjustment. On the other side of the ball, what I would like to see is you've got to put a spy on Mr. Number 2, Rainey, because he's all over the place, and he's gouging you for massive yardage. I don't know if you said his totals or not.
213 yards on 18 carries.
So he's got 213 yards. You've got to have a spy on him. And I understand your fastest defensive players over on the sideline banged his knee. Hopefully it's just like a knee to the helmet or something like that, and he'll be able to get back out there. But, you know, you worry it could be something worse that lingers for the next couple of weeks. But that being said, we can't talk about Isaiah Patrick. You've got to talk about somebody else. It's next man up. You got to have that next man up mentality, and the Cats don't have that right now. They're just kind of looking around, looking at the sideline like, who's going to come and help us? Who's going to rescue us? You've got to dig down now. You're down 16 on the road in your conference home opener. You've got to dig down and find something a little special. Somebody on that defense has got to become the fire, so to speak, that Isaiah is on the field when he's out there. So you've got to have gut check at halftime, because I don't want to say it early in the season like this, but there's a lot of your season riding on this football game, and to get back in the win column and start your conference season 1-0 instead of 0-1, because 0-1 can snowball to 0-2, 0-3, 0-4 really fast. Because you look at this conference, it doesn't get any easier. Warrensburg's undefeated. Excelsior Springs is undefeated. Odessa's undefeated and ranked number 1 in Class 3 in the state of Missouri. And Pleasant Hill is 3-1 going into tonight. Excelsior Springs is undefeated at 4-0. So it's not going to get easier. They're not just – these teams know it's Harrisonville. They're going to give Harrisonville their best shot every time out, whether Harrisonville's 1-3 or 5-0. So they've got to do something at half. It's gut check time for the Wildcats, and they got to figure it out.
Well, and they usually make good adjustments at halftime, so we'll see what comes out of it. You talk about a spy. That spy doesn't do any good if we don't tackle. We have been missing so many tackles. You talk about yak, yards after contact. A lot of the yards on with Rainey and with the other three running backs have been yak. They have been. We've been getting him in the backfield occasionally, but we just aren't able to wrap up and control it. You know, there's another. It's going to be Hutchings has 101 yards, and Creason has 54 yards. So,
and I would say on Hutchings got 101 yards. I would say 75 of his 101 yards are after contact.
Right.
And it's just poor tackling. Wrap up. I know that anymore you teach kids, from the early age, wrap and try to strip at the same time. But at this point, you just got to get them to the ground. And you got to credit those three running backs for being strong, being shifty, and being able to get out of that first initial contact, because they're just overpowering Harrisonville right now.
Well, and mentally, the aspect of losing your leader on defense, he is the leader on defense, mentally losing that gives them the opportunity to step back, take a deep breath, and realize there is going to have to be that next man up, that next leader that's going to have to lead that defense against a very good offensive team of Excelsior Springs. So, we've been making adjustments at halftime. It's been beneficial to us. Did it at Blue Valley. Let's see what they can do going into the second half to be able to make an adjustment to stop Rainey and to slow down their offense. If we can make a couple of stops, we're only 2 scores down. I mean, you got to score the 2-point conversions, but we're only 2 scores down.
Well, and you only need one stop. If you can get a touchdown in your first drive, you need one stop to get back to even.
Right.
And then you take your chances from there. But it's got to be on both sides of the ball. You got to decide what you're going to do offensively. Spread it out and start flinging it around, see if that works, see what happens. Nevertheless, there's adjustments that need to be made by the Wildcats. They're down 2 scores. The conference opener here in Excelsior Springs. We got about 8.5 minutes left before we get to second half action. Salon 114 and Birdie's Boutique and Antiques, both on the historic square, are proud to bring you the Spirit Spotlight. Tonight's spotlight is on Jenna Hart. Jenna is the daughter of Mark and Michelle Hart. This is Jenna's first year as an HHS cheerleader. Her favorite thing about cheerleading is always having the opportunity to get involved and being able to mentor the younger girls. Her favorite class is health science because it is truly getting her ready for her career, and Mrs. Diggs is fun. Jenna's coaches are so excited to have her on the team this year. Though it is only her first year on the HHS team, she has stepped up to be a leader and a friend to those around her. She is a great addition to the HHS cheer program. That is our Spirit Spotlight on Jenna Hart tonight. Salon 114 and Birdie's Boutique and Antiques, both on the historic square, proud to bring you the Spirit Spotlight. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with more on your Kaleidoscope Digital Services halftime show right after this.
In premier portable buildings to store all your outdoor equipment. Design your own or buy one in stock for as little as $100 down and no credit check. While you are custom designing your premier portable building, snack on some delightful cinnamon glazed pecans, cashews, and almonds from the Nutty Bavarian. You need it? They probably got it. Harrisonville's Trade Fair Mall across from Sutherland's. When it comes to fast service at a reasonable price, Young's Auto is your place. Whether it's a standard oil change, brake check, or something a little more major, Michelle and William with Young's Auto Repair will make sure you get back on the road quickly with a little change left in your pockets. So if you don't want to break the bank when your vehicle needs service, come to the shop that keeps you rolling down the highway. Young's Auto, right across the street from Young's Tire on South Commercial.
One of our great sponsors on Harrisonville football, Best Burrito in Harrisonville, right next to Sherwood Community Bank. Anytime you want to go out for the best Mexican food in town, the biggest burritos, you want to go to our friends at Best Burrito. They have any and everything Mexican-wise you can have. They have great salsa, great chips, and it's just a good family atmosphere at the Best Burrito in Harrisonville, right next to Sherwood Community Bank and across from Sutherland's. Best Burrito in Harrisonville.
Decisions on the football field must be made in a split second. When buying a home, it is quite the opposite. Let Carol Looney and her staff at American Heritage walk you through the process with ease. They will make sure buying your dream home doesn't become a nightmare. From the first showing until the keys are in your hand, go with the realtors that have called Harrisonville home since 1981. American Heritage Realtors, office located next to Sonic on Commercial, or go see them at americanheritage-realtors.com.
No matter how many things you've had on the menu at Applebee's, everyone has their favorite. Whether it's an appetizer sampler, chicken fajita roll-up, or 3-cheese chicken penne with a side of buffalo sauce, you always go back to your favorite. At some point over the years, every Wildcat has had a meal at Applebee's. The next time you head to Applebee's in your Wildcat gear, mention the Wildcat Special and receive a 10% discount. Applebee's of Harrisonville on Rockhaven Road, catty corner to Quick Trip. Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Service has been serving families in the area since 1929.
Welcome back to the halftime show brought to you by Kaleidoscope Digital Services on the Harrisonville Square. It's your one-stop for printing, computer service, Wi-Fi, and gaming. Go see Harrisonville's best computer solutions, Kaleidoscope Digital Services, and it is your halftime show. Gary's going to run down the scoring for you, and we got a special thing to talk about after that.
Well, with 6 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first, Knowles had a 70-yard kickoff return, which made it 6 at that point in time. I believe it was, it was 9-6. Next scoring for Harrisonville was at 10:39 in the second. Knowles had a 64-yard TD pass reception from George, and the two-point conversion was good. That gave us 14 points. And then with 25 seconds left in the second, Atkinson had a 14-yard TD pass reception from George, which gave us our 20 points and where we stand right now. Knowles has 2 receptions out of 5 attempts for 99 yards, and Atkinson has 2 receptions out of 4 attempts for 24 yards. Percival is 1 for 1 receptions for 24 yards, with the total of all of the offense for the Wildcats for 147 yards. So at halftime, it's 36-20, Excelsior Springs over your Cats, and Chad's got some more information for you.
Yeah, couple weeks ago, one of our youth Wildcat football players was playing in his yard and was trying to get away from some yellow jackets or some hornets, fell out of a tree, and a spike, tent hold-up spike, went through his right next to his sinus cavity, all the way through to the back of his head, and thankfully, by a miracle, it did not hit anything. It just went all the way through. Obviously, a lot of stuff goes into that. Medical bills are starting to pile up. There is the Xavier's Medical Bill Missouri Miracle on Facebook. I try to get everybody there to look that up on Facebook. You can go to the Schroeder Chiropractic page and find it that way. You can go to my page, and I'm tagged in it. And we would love to donate some money to this family, as Xavier was playing outside. And, it could happen to any number of us, any one of us at any time. And we know how medical bills pile up quickly because we know insurance is not going to cover 95% of stuff they say they're going to cover. So I really implore everybody to go get online, try to donate to this family. They've raised $1,500 so far. Let's try to pump that up. Let's get that up $2,500, $3,000, and let's just keep it growing. Everybody, I know there's plenty of people at home right now watching. Jump online, look at the Sherwood page or Schroeder Chiropractic page, and you can follow it to Xavier's Medical Bills, or you can search me, Chad Grammer, on Facebook, and I'm tagged in it. to where we can raise some money for this family and try to get them some of the help they need, because that's what we do. We're a community. We step up when something happens and have everybody give to that. So we'd really appreciate that. And right now also, Shorter Chiropractic is trying to raise money as they're bidding on a basket comes with an hour massage and a couple other fun and neat things in there. I believe it was up 150 last I saw, so go bid on that. All that money goes directly to the family as well. So wanted to touch on that. Wanted everybody to try to be able to raise some money for that. Miracles happen every single day, and it's a miracle that he's alive. It was a freak accident that there just happened to be like a stake there that went right through and by his eye and just all the way to the back. Crazy stuff that can happen. So wanted to get that out there, and that's what I wanted to talk about. But back to football, Gary. We got about 3 or 4 minutes before we go to the second half. Cats, see what kind of adjustments they made at halftime.
Yeah, and we always talk about the adjustments they're able to make. Schenker, has always been very good at being able to make those adjustments. He's, one of the biggest adjustments he's going to have to make is an adjustment to have somebody step up as a leader. We talked about this a little bit ago. So somebody on defense is going to have to step up as a leader, and somebody's going to have to step up to be able to start making some tackles and encouraging everybody else to be able to make the first contact tackle rather than third or fourth contact.
And we'll see. We talked about it in the first half, is how much will those offensive and defensive lines of Excelsior wear down, is they're pretty much running guys both ways on both of those lines. And obviously 300-plus yards of offense and holding Harrisonville to about 5 yards rushing. I would say they haven't slowed down yet.
Well, they probably got 45 plays on offense. We only have, 18. 18 minutes offense. You don't use as much energy on offense a lot of times as you do on defense. But in the fourth quarter, that's going to make a difference. And so I do look for some good things to happen for Harrisonville. I always like to say my glass is half full rather than half empty, because I'm pro football, but also pro Harrisonville. But we've always been able to do this, and I see us doing it again. We're going up against a very strong, a very good Excelsior team, one of the better teams than they've had in the past, and so we'll see what we can do in the second half.
We will see what will happen. We'll take another timeout. We'll be back with your second half. You've been listening to the Kaleidoscope Digital Services Halftime Show. We'll be back after this.
Harrisonville, Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. As always, they are proud sponsors of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
The Harrisonville Square is quickly becoming a shopping destination, and a big reason why is Birdie's Boutique and Antiques at the corner of Lexington and Pearl Street. Birdie's offers a unique combination of fashionable clothing, furniture, accessories, home decor, and gifts. For the ladies in your life, it's the place to take them. With a little bit of everything, they are sure to make you leave with something new. So the next time you want to go shopping, head up to Historic Square and check out Harrisonville's newest hot spot for fashion, Birdie's Boutique and Antiques.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Service has been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a fourth-generation Wildcat. With this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. As always, they are proud sponsors of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Excelsior Springs. Getting ready to start the second half of football on 4Ts.com. A couple of shout-outs. I know that Brent Carruthers is up in Minneapolis watching us live as he had some business to tend to up in Minneapolis. So, Brent, glad you could join us. Colin out there working it hard. And also, I know Paul Saffel is at home watching, as he said, great stream. Everything looks good. He's excited to be sitting at home watching. I know Brett Jones always watching when we're on the road, and I'm sure you probably know some people that are watching as well.
Yeah, but I just saw Isaiah come back on the field. He got carted out. He's on crutches. He's got his left knee iced up. So that's going to be a big help to the guys on the sidelines. I know he wants to be on the field, but he can give a lot from that sidelines, a lot of that energy and a lot of leadership from the sidelines now. I'm sure he was, I think, because I didn't see him on the sidelines after they took him off. I didn't see where he went and how he got, actually got back to the locker room.
And, you want to get him back on the football field. And I know I've got a certain basketball coach that probably is still holding his breath, hoping that it was just a bang knee or something. And for Isaiah, being a senior, you hope it's just something minor, caught a knee right at the right spot, and it swelled up, and it's just something that happened, and he's gonna be fine. So hopefully that goes. We're getting ready to kick off the second half and kick off your mornings at Brew Daddy's, Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop. Cats going to take it from their own 25. Percival right up the middle, 30, 35 to the 40, and taken down by a host of Tigers of Excelsior Springs, and that's where the Cats will take over to start this second half. So 11:51 on the clock. We go to second half action. And we'll see what do the Cats come out with here to start this second half. And, it's also something to think about. They come out in the split back veer. People may think, well, why are you doing that? But also it's a building process. You can't get better at it if you don't keep working it. So we'll see, and it looks like they're going to go with that split back veer formation. They're going to have a wide receiver to the left, wide receiver right under center is going to be George. Ball from their own 41-yard line. Reynolds and Wilson in the backfield. Percival off the left end. And here they go. Quick pass thought about, and now Atkinson down the sideline. He catches it in stride at the 30 to the 25, makes a couple men miss to the 15, stops and makes another one to the 10, and that's going to bring out several flags.
I'm sorry, his head was in front. That's all I'm going to say. That was a heck of a block, too.
So, and that's Kennedy running down. It's going to be a first down regardless. It's going to take it probably back to about the 25-yard line, so it'll take some of the yardage away. But nevertheless, it'll still be a first down for the Cats, as that was way down inside the 20-yard line. And Kennedy just trying to make a play right there, but at the same time, when you do that, you start going every which direction. Flags can happen because kids run into each other. So we'll wait the official word. If it's going to be back at about the 15, it looks like Cats will have it about their 25 of Excelsior with 11:34 to go here in the first half. So we'll call it 15. It'll go all the way back to the 30-yard line.
Did they call a personal foul ahead? I would have thought that. I didn't hear him say that, but.
Yeah, I didn't quite hear what they were saying as I was chatting with them. Blindside block, so crack block, and obviously that way may not have been the block we saw, Gary, as the three flags come flying in, and I think we saw another one we thought was one. Here we go, Cats ball at the 30-yard line. Under center is George, and this time he hands it through to Reynolds. Nope, kept it himself and is dropped. And again, nothing doing for the Wildcats as Excelsior Springs is all over it. A loss of a yard. So 11 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Wide receiver to your left, wide receiver right. Percival off the end on the right side. Going to go in motion and looks to pitch it back. Nope. Falls to the ground, and Jaden Wilson comes limping towards the sideline there. Not sure what happened to him. And Carson Crowley going to come in for him. It's going to be a third down and about 13. So still nothing doing out of that split back veer running the football. It's a third and long now for the Cats down at the 33. You got to figure it's 4 down territory where you're standing. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Here goes George, and he's going to chuck it high for a jump ball, and Atkinson cannot come down with it. And it'll be fourth down for the Wildcats. And again, that was one of those floaters, Gary. I mean, Kennedy can come up with those, but again, he knew where he was going with it. Double coverage.
Well, it was single coverage until he put so much air underneath it, which allowed it to make double coverage because the safety was able to come over and help with the corner.
So fourth down coming up for the Cats at the 33 of Excelsior. And looking to throw and throws it in the flats for Atkinson, and he just drops it at about the 25-yard line. And the Cats are going to turn it over on downs. So they got the big play initially, and then they stall out. And again, another 4 or 5 play drive for the Wildcats, and nothing to show for it. So 10:09 to go, third quarter, 36-20. Excelsior Springs offense and their 350-plus yards comes back out on the field. All right, wide receiver out to the left side. They're going to go in motion here with Martin, and keeping himself is going to be Rainey, and he's going to get 5, maybe 6, and they'll bring up a second down. All the way up to the 40-yard line, so it'll bring up a second down and 3. 7 yards just like that from Rainey. Rainey going to come to the line of scrimmage. He's got his 2 backs off of the end. Hutchings behind him in the backfield, and he has Glum and Creason off the end. And false start going to be on Excelsior, going to push him back 5 yards. So a 5-yard penalty puts him back to 2nd and 8, so negates 5 of the 7 yards that Rainey got on first down, and 2nd down and 8 coming up. 9:32 to go. Looks like they've moved Brody Pitts to outside linebacker. And here they go around the end. And another chunk of yardage. Brody Pitts makes the tackle. But Glum on the near sideline gets a first down. That's been the story of the night. So here we go, a 1st and 10 up to the 45-yard line for Excelsior Springs, right in front of us here. Under center going to be Rainey. Glum off the end, split backs in the backfield now. And this time they're going to hand it off to Hutchings, and Cats had him in the backfield and just can't wrap up, and he just keeps running those feet, and is going to get enough for a 10-yard first down for Excelsior into Wildcat territory, down to the Wildcat 45-yard line. So 8:55 to go. Excelsior Springs in Cat territory. They've been living there tonight. Split backs in the backfield. Glum off the right end. And this time they're going to hand it. Nope. Rainey keeps it himself into the secondary. Still on his feet down to the 30. 14, 15 yards just like that. Late hit coming in. Add another 15. And it goes down to the 15-yard line. So 8.5 to go here in the third, and Excelsior's going to have a 1st and 10 down to the 15-yard line if that was a personal foul, late hit. Little sideline warning, so it won't be a personal foul. It'll be Excelsior ball down to the Wildcat 30 with 8.5 to go. So Rainey going to be under center. Hutchings creasing in the backfield. Glum off the end and bounces from the right side to the left. They're going to run it to the left side. And they've got it to Hutchings, and he just stays on his feet and carries defenders all the way down inside the 15. 8 yards right there that Harrisonville stands there and tries to rip the ball out instead of taking him to the ground. They're just yards after contact in this game are crazy. 1st and 10 down to the 15-yard line. Excelsior Springs carrying Wildcat defenders towards the end zone. 7:47 to go here in the third. And they hand it off for Hutchings, and Hutchings inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Going to bring up 2nd down and short for Excelsior Springs. 36-20 our score. 7.5 to go, third quarter. Cats down 16. Excelsior trying to make it 20+. Rainey brings his team to the line of scrimmage inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. He's got split backs in the backfield and Glum off the end. And right off the end they go with Hutchings, and he just barrels himself into the end zone for 6. And that's another Excelsior Springs touchdown. 42-20 our score with 7:05 to go in the third quarter. So 42-20 the score, 7:05 to go here in the third quarter. Excelsior Springs, mathematically, it's still a 3-score game, regardless of the extra point or 2-point conversion. But if the Wildcats can't find some offense, that will be neither here nor there. Extra point is good, and it's 43-20. Excelsior Springs up 23 with 7:05 to go third. We'll be back.
It's happened to all of us, running a few minutes late and not enough time to drive somewhere to get out and go in to get a coffee, tea, latte, or delicious muffin or cinnamon roll. Good news, Brew Daddy's Coffee is now open and boasts Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop. Quick, convenient, and delicious is exactly what Brew Daddy's is for you. Opening at 6 a.m. and staying open all afternoon on Fridays to give you that caffeine boost before the game. Brew Daddy's Coffee right next to Commerce Bank on Commercial.
All right, welcome back. Cats ready for a kick return. Remember, our contestant tonight, Matthew Norfleet, already won a $90 Sonic gift card. If the Cats return a kick for a touchdown, it will reset next week back to $50. Or if they don't, you get a $10 gift card. Matt's going to be eating Sonic for a while. Here comes the kickoff. And this one is booted deep, taken by Knowles at about the 5-yard line. Had to go back and get it up to the 20, to about the 24, and that's about it. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cats from their own 24-yard line. Trying to get something going offensively, just trying to maybe find their identity now. They're down 23 on the first game of the conference season and just trying to find something to get that spark and get things going. So 6:56 to go here in the third quarter. Cats bring their team out to the line. Split back veer formation. 2 wide receivers to the near side. On the right, 1 to the left. Under center is George. Little flare out to Percival. He cuts back and now bounces to the outside and going to get about 4 or 5. You know, Percival's not very big, but he's a tough little runner as he is hard to bring down. Like a little water bug on top of the water, just bouncing around side to side, up and down, back and forth. My good friends in high school, what was his nickname was Water Bug. He was little.
I wondered where you came up with that.
Little compact, and he just bounced around, and that's what Percival looks like out there. Split backs in the backfield. Under center is George. This time he's going to go on a counter to Percival, and Percival's going to have a first down for the Cats up to the 36-yard line.
I was wondering when they were going to run that.
Try to get you some scores from around the area when we can. I'll try to load those up on the George Michael Sports Machine. Remember that show back in the 80s? Next on the Sports Machine. Here we go. Wide receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Split backs in the backfield. George fakes the handoff and now going to have to run. He throws it down the field, overthrows his target. Colby Knowles just kind of stood there. Now the ball's on the turf, and it's going to be Excelsior Springs ball. Couple of things I saw on that play I didn't like. First of all, Landon's got to know on a pass he can run the football. He did not. He had 15, 20 yards of real estate in front of him. He could have got a first down. Number 2, you can't throw the ball just downfield as a jump ball. Number 3, Colby Knowles has got to make a play on that. He just stood there and allowed the receiver to catch it. So a lot of mistakes on that one by the Wildcats, and Excelsior Springs got the ball from their own 28-yard line. 5:45 to go here in the third. And Rainey keeps it himself, gets back to the line of scrimmage plus a couple, and then is taken down. They're going to give him about 3 yards up to the 31s where they're going to mark it. Good spot for them. Brody Pitts, we've been calling his name a lot tonight as well. He's had a solid game. So you get the three-man front. Get you some scores here. Trying to find some Jerry, too many GJ. Up the middle they go, into the secondary. Great run right there by Hutchings. Had another chunk of yardage, 14 yards. That's about his average tonight. It's like Blue Springs up on Blue Springs South, 24-7. Ray Peck down 28-0 to Park Hill. Staley up 14-8 over Lee Summit West in a big game. Try to find some scores. Pleasant Hill up 28-27 over Warrensburg in MRVC play. Here's a run right up the middle. Flag comes in, so this one may be coming back. Oak Grove down 35-0 to Odessa, so it looks like Odessa in control of that one, going to move to 1-0 in conference. Pleasant Hill and Warrensburg in a dogfight in their contest. So some other scores. The Wagon Wheel being battled for, and not much of a battle in that one in Independence. William Chrisman up 38-8 over Truman. So false start, going to push them back 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 coming up for Excelsior from their own 38. And that's really been the only thing that slowed them down in the second half is a couple of penalties, Gary.
Yeah, it has. You know, you would like to see them get Harrisonville be able to get a stop here now that it's 1st and 15. But they've been racking off 10, 15, 20 yards at a whack. So they need to put them in 3rd and long, and they might try to do something different, which get them out of their game.
Rainey going to keep it himself this time, and he's going to get a couple of it back. And again, the Cats are there and tighten it up. Several Wildcats. Trevor Campbell in on that one. C.J. Caterly. Also the freshman Pesic and Christian Cooper in on the tackle.
You know, I'm never going to second guess anything Schinker does, but because he's an excellent defensive coach. But I'd almost want to bring everybody in and do what they do to us: put 8, 9, 10 people in the box and make Rainey throw a pass.
You might as well put all 11 in the box. I mean, they haven't attempted a pass tonight. So
right.
Here we go, right up the middle. And again, hard yards after contact. He got hit at the line of scrimmage at the 40-yard line and still got 4 yards out of that. That's tough, hard running by the running back for Excelsior Spring, and he's done it all night long. Hutchings with another big 4-yard gain, brings up 3rd and 9 from their own 44-yard line. You know, more importantly than the score on the scoreboard is the clock ticking off the scoreboard. Just 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and the Cats down 23. Up to the line of scrimmage you go. Off the right end is Glum. Split backs in the backfield. And they're going to go to that end, and Hutchings going to have several. The Cats jump on board all the way close to midfield. It's going to bring up 4th down and 5. Excelsior rushes right up to the line of scrimmage and going to run a play here. And it's 4th down coming up. So 4th down coming up. And it looks like Excelsior was going to try to draw them off, and now Excelsior probably going to let it roll down and call a timeout. And not real sure. I mean, you're running clock, so that's a good thing for Excelsior Springs, but not sure why after about 10 seconds they didn't call that timeout, but they knew that it was just clock was going to roll. And now it looks like they're going to have the punt unit out on the field. So 4th down coming up.
This will be their first punt since the first series drive that they had at the ball game.
So set to punt it away is Excelsior Springs, and Ethan Cole stands at about his own 28-yard line. And we talked about not punting a lot. You wonder how well they'll do on the punt. So we'll wait the kick. So here's the kick from Cole, and it's a high spiraling kick taken at about the 20 by Tarwater, and Tarwater gets to the outside to the 30, to the 35. Down the sideline he goes, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the house. Tarwater, punt return for a touchdown from 80 yards away. No flags on the play. 43-26. Braden Tarwater with the kick return for a touchdown. Matthew Norfleet's already won $90, and he's just going to have a $90 gift card, as he'd probably wondered if he gets a cash into those. But nevertheless, the Cats get another kick return for a touchdown. I would love to know the last time the Cats had a punt and a kickoff return for a touchdown in the same game. Brett Jones, get on that. 1:41 to go here in the third. The Cats got a big play when they needed it, and no time go off the clock. 2-point conversion coming up. They pitch it back for the corner, and nowhere to go. Jace Reynolds chased down in the corner as he tried to beat his defender to the corner, and it's 43-26. We'll be right back.
Teammates on a football field are a must. That's why Cameron Chenoweth of American Family and Lacey Dominick of Shelter Insurance are teaming up to give you options in the insurance market. They know you have choices, and they want to work together like the Wildcat football team to make sure you have the best insurance coverage out there. To see what their team can do for you, call Cameron Chenoweth at 816-380-3996 and Lacey Dominick at 816-380-2700.
All right, Wildcats trail 43-26. They got a heartbeat still here. They got a big play. Didn't take very much time off the clock. But the bad news is they've got to kick it back to Excelsior Springs, who has 400-plus yards of total offense on them tonight. So it's kind of a double-edged sword for the Wildcats. Now if the defense can come and get them a stop and get this offense back on the field. Problem is now it's a 17-point game. Cats are chasing 3 scores still.
Almost 500, for about 470 or so yards that they've got, and every bit of it's rushing. They have not attempted one pass tonight at all.
Give you a little example of the difference in Class 6 in Missouri, Class 6 in Kansas. One of the best Class 6 programs in Kansas, Blue Valley, I should say, is playing Rockhurst tonight, and Rockhurst is beating them 35-7. Ball is picked up and set on by Glum at about the 28-yard line, and that's where Excelsior Springs will start this drive. Remember to kick off your mornings at Harrisonville's only drive-thru coffee shop, Brew Daddy's, next to Commerce on Commercial Street. And remember, all touchdowns all season long for the Wildcats brought to you by Young's Tire and Wheel Center. The touch of your tires on the pavement shouldn't let you down. Go to Young's and check your tires out. And extra options for extra points. It is Forged by Fire Kitchen and Tap House in the Price Chopper Shopping Center. Excelsior with the ball on their own 27-yard line. Go back to that winged back look with the 2 backs off the end. Lone back behind Rainey in the backfield on 1st and 10. They're going to go in motion and go right up the middle. Rainey going to keep it himself. And several Cats there. Pesic and Cooper going to finish him off after a gain of about 5. But again, initial contact around the line of scrimmage, and it ends up 5-yard gain up to the 32-yard line. Gary about fell out of the press box. My wife texted me and asked if you were still here.
I'm trying to add up all these yards.
So 2nd down and 5, 1:05 to go, third quarter. 2 wide receivers set. I bet they don't pass. 2 wide receivers set out to the right side, and they're going to go right up the middle with it for a couple of yards up to about the 34-yard line. And the Cats defense tightens up, brings up a 3rd down and a pair here. Chance for a 3-and-out for the Wildcats. Have not had one of those since way back in the first quarter. 40 seconds on the clock. 43-26 your score. Excelsior's ball on their own 35-yard line. So big 3rd down right here, Gary, for the Wildcats. Up the middle they go. Rainey, secondary, he's gone to the end zone. 4-6, 49-26.
Unofficially 310 yards on 24 carries.
So 49-26 the score. Ball all the way back. Shout out to the Excelsior Springs quarterback coach who just had a baby girl today at 3:30. So he's at the hospital enjoying a new baby girl. I know how that feels. I got a little baby girl myself and able to watch the stream today, and I'm sure he's enjoying his quarterback out there tonight.
And congratulations to him because he's done a good job with Rainey.
So wait the extra point to make it an even 50. It is up. It is good. Cats have given up 138 points in the last 7 quarters. We'll be right back.
One of the scariest things to do is to take your car to a mechanic. No reason to be scared when you have the best mechanics around right here in Harrisonville. Colby and the crew at Colby's Car Clinic are all ASE certified mechanics with the latest equipment to keep your vehicle running smoothly year in and year out. Add new tires and being a rough country lifts and accessory dealer, Colby's Car Clinic takes the fear out of getting your car fixed. So give Colby a call at 816-380-3000 or go see them in the big blue building behind O'Reilly's.
All right, welcome back. 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. 50-26 the score. Wildcats almost doubled up here by Excelsior Springs. It's a 24-point game. Still, positive news on that with the extra point and the 7 points. It's still a 3-possession game. But the Cats got to find some offense here, and this is about one of the only places they found it is on kick returns tonight. And this one goes past Knowles, and Knowles going to be buried at his own 10-yard line to end the third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. Cats down in this one. We'll be back.
It's 6 p.m. and your family is discussing what to eat for dinner. We've all been there. Everyone wants something different. So make it simple. Go to Forged by Fire in Harrisonville for a little bit of everything. Salads for mom, and a wide variety of them at that. The steak for dad, a Boss Burger for your growing boy, and chicken strips for the little one. The next time you need a variety of food with extra options to satisfy everyone in the family, make the one stop to Forged by Fire in the Price Chopper Shopping Center on Commercial.
All right, welcome back. 50-26 is our score. The Wildcats trail it over Excelsior Springs. They're going to have the ball at their own 10-yard line. After the return there, great kick coverage like on that return, then you want a good insurance with good coverage, and that is Brad Sainer with Farmers Insurance. Go see him in the A-frame on Commercial across from Casey's. Under center is George. Split backs in the backfield. Wide receiver left, wide receiver to the right. Throw it out to Knowles on the near side. He gets it up to the 20, makes a couple guys miss up to the 25-yard line. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Cats. Clock will stop momentarily as the clock stops, the chain moves. Quarterback coach Seth Morton watching along. So congratulations, Seth, on the new baby girl. And he may have named her Rainey. I would not be surprised as the way his quarterback is playing today. And now Atkinson drops it on the far side. He's undercut as the ball went over to him on the far sideline. 11:33 to go here in this one. Atkinson going to check out for the Wildcats. Andrew Cecil checks in for him on the far side. So under center is George. 11:33 to go, 50-26. Excelsior Springs on top of Harrisonville. And they throw a little quick out again for Knowles, and Knowles going to get about 7 or 8. Good open field tackle by Schreckengost. So good tackle on the near side by Schreckengast. Makes it a 1st and 10, though. The Cats do get the yardage for that first down. So 1st and 10. Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first. Now a little out route to Atkinson, and that's a sophomore mistake right there. He had 5 up to the 40. Just trying to make a play, though. Ran backwards and gets cut down at the 37 instead. So he loses 3 on that. Brings up a 2nd down. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right, split backs in the backfield. Here we go, under center from the 37 is George. Fakes the handoff, and now going to chuck it downfield. He has Knowles, and Knowles comes back for it. Can't quite hang on. Brings up 3rd down and 7. And 3rd and 7, Cats going split back veer, but going with a lot of passing, Gary, out of the split back veer. Not really going with the running game, and I don't know if the Cats even have positive yardage running. If they do, it's minimal tonight. 3rd down and 8 coming up. Wide receiver left, wide receiver to the right. 5 yards rushing the ball tonight after averaging a couple hundred the last couple of games. And throw it in the flats for Percival. Incomplete. Was on the turf. And it's 4th down coming up for the Cats with 10:17 to go in the ball game. So 4th down coming up for the Cats, and Knowles set to kick it off. We await the kick from the Cats from about their own 25, and Knowles going to get it away. Low liner, and it's going to roll, and it's going to roll some more down to about the 23-yard line. Percival picks it up. A decent punt by Knowles there, and flip-flops the sidelines. You have choices when it comes to apparel and promotional gear for your business. Don't sacrifice quality for choice. Travis Thurston with T's Screen Printing and Embroidery has all you could ask for. Local ability to screen print, embroidery, and make vinyl decals, not to mention 50,000 promotional products at your fingertips with tscreenprinting.com. Next time your business or event needs apparel, giveaways, stay local, and turn to T Screen Printing and Embroidery. The pros who for T's trust to outfit them every Friday night. 1st and 10 for Excelsior from their own 22-yard line. Going to go in motion, and this time they're going to keep it. Is Rainey, and nowhere to go. Loses a couple on that one. And, you know, with that run earlier, Rainey's probably, is he at 300 yards yet?
He's over 310 on 24 carries. Well, he just lost 1.
So a week after the Cats have a rusher almost hit 300 yards, they give up 300 plus to a running back. And I believe, if I want to go look, over 150 is Hutchings on the night.
155.
Well.
No, I'm sorry. He's got 167. Had started into the line for him.
Close to 500 or over 500 yards rushing on the night for Excelsior Springs. And we still got 9.5 minutes to go in this one. 2nd down and 7 coming up. Wide receiver flanked out near side. 2 backs off the end. Under center they go on 3rd down. Almost drew them offside. Instead they go back in their play. That was Hagen Stevenson on the near side here. And it's a 3rd down, and they're going to let the clock roll, and a timeout going to be called.
By the way, I realized that I haven't I did on the phone earlier, but I haven't on the internet. Hopefully he's still awake. Hello, Braxton. I haven't said hello to Braxton yet, so I got to do that every game. So hope you're still up, Braxton. I'm sure you probably are, but
they were getting ready to get PJs on and play the iPad. I'm not sure if he's still listening. We'll find out, because I will about 35, 40 seconds I'll get a text if he is listening, and or a video of him dancing around because Gary said his name. So we got a 3rd down and long coming up. 8:51 to go in this one. Cats down 24. Got to get a big play defensively here. And right now you're looking at minor building blocks now. If you can get a stop here, then you can get a score. You build off of that.
Well, and I think we've realized that Excelsior, even though they played they were 4-0 and played some easier teams or some teams that were 2-13 total records, they are still a pretty good team.
They're going to move to 5-0 on the season, and they're rushing offense over 500 yards tonight against Harrisonville. They're going to give some teams fits in the MRVC. Right up the middle they go.
And that's Rainey again.
And Rainey gets it up to about the 29-yard line, and it'll bring up 4th down. They're going to have to punt here. But, you know, you look at the MRVC right now, and I think the good news for Harrisonville is I think the MRVC is going to beat up on itself a little bit. You got P. Hill and Warrensburg in a dogfight. You got Excelsior Springs handing it to Harrisonville right now, and you got Odessa out there. But if you look at the situation here, you got to think to yourself, if you go win your next 3, you take your chances against Odessa in the finale, and maybe can share. And the ball on the turf, picked up and took the other way by Excelsior Springs into the end zone for 6. So touchdown. I'm unsure. Maybe I'm wrong. I didn't think you could advance a muffed punt.
Well, and I think that's the reason why we're seeing it on the 31. So one of the line judges is standing right there on the 31, like that's probably what the case is. So.
And that's what I was thinking, but I was just waiting to see. And the other official went down and showed touchdown, but I believe it's going to be Excelsior Springs ball at the 31. Thank goodness I knew what I thought I knew what I was talking about. As I was like, I don't think you can advance a muff punt, but I was right. So it'll be Excelsior Springs ball at the 31-yard line. So they gain about 50 yards on the muff punt, and they have it in Wildcat territory down to the Wildcat 31-yard line. Under center is Rainey. Split backs in the backfield. That extra blocker back there in Glum off of the left end. He's going to switch himself to the right side now, and they're going to run right off that right side. They're not doing anything fancy, and if the Cats can't tackle, it doesn't matter, as it's another 6 or 7 yard gain. Not one time when they've ran that formation, Gary, have they not ran right where Glum was blocking. At some point, somebody on that defense has got to open their eyes a little bit and see that to be able to shift to that side. Now, if Rainey sees that, then he should be able to check out of that and go the other way, but they're not doing anything fancy right here. Now, I say that, and they'll probably go the opposite way on this one. 2nd down going, and no, they go right back to where they're at, and Creason follows his block and gets 7 or 8 yards and another 1st down inside the 20. Now, the thing about that is you keep doing that in a game like this, then you can switch it up. Now that you got that on film, you switch it up and go the opposite direction in future games. But they have not gone away from that when they line up in that formation with the split backs and then the back off as the extra blocker. Rainey going to bring his team up to the line. Ball down at the 17-yard line of Excelsior Springs. And again, they go right back to the well, and Creason gets a couple and keeps on moving those legs. Going to get at least 5. Nothing fancy from Excelsior Springs, running behind their blockers and getting 5 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 5 with 6:25 to go in the contest. Clock will roll.
Rainey and Hutchings together combined have 488 yards, so 12 yards from 500 from the combined two.
And then you add the runs by Creason here.
Yeah, and he's got 75.
may have 300-yard backs in this game. And they're going to hand it off instead to Hutchings, and he's going to barrel forward after the pitch for another first down for Excelsior Springs inside the 10. It'll be first and goal. Excelsior Springs with 5:56 to go in this one. So 5:56 to go in the contest. Harrisonville down 50-26 in this one. So it'll be at the 7-yard line. Hutchings not in any hurry. He's got a 24-point lead and the ball on a first and goal. They hand it to Creason, and inside the 5 goes Creason down to the 3. Braxton said hi, Gary. Second down and 4. And I think he even has the phone of my wife's because I got the hand wave emoji. So, Braxton, Braxton, we love you, buddy. 5 minutes to go here in the ball game, and Excelsior trying to pop some more into the end zone on a second down and goal from the 4. Split backs in the backfield. They're going to run off the end on the left side into the end zone for 6. Hutchings make it 56-26 with 4:47 to go. This poor flag girl out front has got to be getting tired. Running back and forth on these touchdowns. Carrying the big flag here. 4:47 to go. 56-26. Cats down 30. Extra point coming up. Another Hutchings touchdown. And the kick is up. The kick is good. And it's 57-26. We'll be back after this.
When you live in a small town, you need someone you can trust to buy a used car from. Steve Holland with Holland Auto Sales is that guy. Selling cars in Harrisonville for 35 years gains you that trust. Used car dealers can come and go, but not Steve. Holland Auto Sales, with 3 generations of Hollands graduating from Harrisonville, means he will be here for years to come. So go see the guy who the Grammer family trusts to buy from. Steve Holland with Holland Auto Sales on Commercial Street, just past Burger King.
Welcome back. 4:47 to go in this one. Wildcats down 57-26. Just been one of those nights, Gary, but the bad part of that is it's been one of those several times this year, and you just got to go back to the drawing board and see what works. And
when you got to keep your heads up. And, you know, really, I think the most disappointing thing tonight is actually we lost a senior. I mean, I don't know for how long. Hopefully he'll be back before the end of the season. Obviously he was out from basketball all the way through to the first part, you know, limping on or, you know, trying to recover from the other knee injury. And now it's the other knee. So
high end over in kick, out of bounds. It'll be Cats ball at their own 35. And from a coaching perspective for Harrisonville, your worst nightmare is coming up next week. It's homecoming week. So as a coach, coaches will tell you they hate homecoming week. You know, it's great for the kids. But as a coaching staff, trying to keep your kids' heads mentally prepared for a football game on a Friday night is going to be tough. And coming off of a tough loss, being 1-4 on the year, it's a tough order for the Wildcats.
That it is. And, you know, however, this coaching staff has the experience. I mean, it's not like they're a young coaching staff. They've been around this before, and they've been in adversity before. I will tell you, this team is going to ultimately be a good team. I mean, they're a great team now, right now. Don't get me wrong, but they're gonna be able to excel and show how good they are as the year goes forward.
They're going to spread it out and put River Riley under center here with 4:47 to go in the ball game. He's going to go shotgun. 3 wide receivers to his right, 2 to his left. And Riley out of the shotgun, and he's being chased and taken down on the blitz. And it'll be second down and 17 for the Wildcats back to the 27-yard line. Good job by Riley, though, to hold on to that when he felt the pressure. Just a blitz off the end. And it'll go to a second down. And now they go back to the split back veer with 4:17 to go. And Riley under center. And he throws it in the flats for Knowles. And Knowles is going to get to the sideline up to about the 44-yard line. Close to a first down. Good little pass by River Riley there. And the ball is going to be at the 43-yard line. It'll be a third down coming up for the Wildcats. Wide receiver left, wide receiver to the right. And another little out pass to Knowles, and a first down at midfield. Cut down immediately by Martin. And it'll be into Excelsior territory with 3:37 to go, 57-26 the score. Riley brings the team to the line of scrimmage. That's at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. First down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. Two wide receivers, to your right, one to your left. Riley under center. And here he goes. He throws it in the flats and picked up and ran. That was a backwards lateral. And to the far side it goes. It skipped backwards, and that's why there was no whistle there. And the Cats make something out of nothing. That was a dangerous play right there. But Percival heads up to get yardage and get about 8 of it back. They're going to go 7, so second down and about 3. 3:11 to go. Clock will roll. River Riley under center. Two wide receivers, to your right, one to your left. Split backs in the backfield. Riley throws it out to the near side for Knowles. Knowles has got a first down. Clock stops. Good-looking little drive put together by the Wildcats here with 3:03 to go in the ball game. River Riley marching his Wildcats down the field, little dinking and dunking passing, but the pass is looking good coming out of his arm.
You know, what you need now is you need a stop and go. You get a stop and go, a pump. If he's got enough time, and it'd be wide open.
And Riley looking, and he's going to chuck it deep. He's got a floater down there to the 5, inside the 5 to about the 3. Maybe a little bit too much air in under it, but Knowles able to come back and get it. It'll be first and goal for the Cats with 2:40 to go. Clock will stop, 57-26 the score. And the Cats have a first and goal from the 3-yard line. And we got a whistle as the clock will roll now. Under 2.5 to go. Riley under center. And this time Riley looking to throw again. Throws it in the flats. Picked off right into the traffic. Jaden Wilson, the only one that's going to be able to stop him. And does out about the 36-yard line.
And that's inexperience, but I tell you what, now's the game to do it. That was inexperience. He knew where he was going. He threw it right into the line.
And they knew where he was going with it. He knew where he was going with it. That's your inexperience. Just he didn't look a receiver off right there. Throws a good ball, and you maybe like to see him start getting a little bit more reps, you know, throwing the ball as River Riley showed that he can run the offense down the field. So the ball at the 38-yard line, Excelsior Springs, wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right, 2:18 to go here in this one. And they're going to go right up the middle with it. And I believe that's Hutchings as he's still on his feet. 97 more yards after contact right there, I feel like, as it's been the theme of the night, is that one was just carried defenders another 8 yards. It was a Hutchings run and another 10 yards. That puts Hutchings and Mr. Rainey over 500 yards.
196 for Hutchings.
And Hutchings is approaching 200 yards. And this time Hutchings going to take it again, and he's going to get his 200 right there. That's a 7-yard gain down to the 44-yard line of the Wildcats with 1:35 to go. So you got to like your chances anytime you got a couple of runners go over 100 yards. You got one that goes over 300 and one that goes over 200. You know you've had a great night.
203 and 312 respectively, total of 515. Just those two, and then another 79. So they're approaching 600 yards. With a minute 30, they'll probably get that 600, and they have not thrown one pass this evening.
They've not attempted one pass. So no passes attempted tonight, and almost 600 yards of rushing by Excelsior Springs. That is a clinic.
You know, though, Jerry thinks that they did, and I'm never going to say never. So I don't remember it.
So 1:30 to go in this one. Rainey over 300. Hutchings over 200. Approaching 600 yards of offense, and all of it on the ground.
Looks like they're going to go into the victory formation. And
so second down coming up, and they're going to kneel it down. And the thing is, at least those go as team rushing yardage you want to take away from the night he's had. But Excelsior Springs got a third down coming up. Up 57-26 in this one. So 1 minute to go, 57-26 the score. Clock is rolling here. Excelsior Springs is going to be 1-0 in the MRVC, along with Odessa and, let's see if we've got an update. Pleasant Hill, last we got was 28-27. We'll try to get you some scores as the post-game show will be coming up. Head out to Forged by Fire if you're not already there watching the game, as they will have their Friday night trivia coming up. So 20 seconds on the clock as this rolls. They're going to have to snap it one more time here. There's about a 4-second differential. And you maybe just stand there for just an extra second and kneel it down. And they kneel it down. And the Cats will have to take one snap of it to end things here. So 3 seconds on the clock. Cats are going to fall in this one by a final score of 57-26. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll be back with your postgame right after this.
When you climb in your vehicle with your kids and head to the Wildcat game, you want to be safe. Make sure your tires are safe by visiting William and Michelle's at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. You might not need them today. William can give you a peace of mind by letting you know when you will. If tires are needed, they will get you the best tire on the market and Harrisonville's best tire warranty with free flat repair for life of the tire. So stay safe with new tires from Young's Tire and Wheel Center.
It's happened to all of us. Our printer out of ink and need an important document printed. In Harrisonville, that can spell disaster. Not any longer, though. Kaleidoscope Digital Services has you covered with inexpensive printing services. No more trips to the city just to get a copy made. And that's not all. Computer on the fritz, they'll take a look. Wi-Fi needed for workspace, and even starting a local gaming community, plus new board games to try. Head up to the historic Harrisonville Square and check out Kaleidoscope Digital Services on the corner of Wall and Independence Street.
Thank you, Kansas City, for making us the fastest growing Ford dealership in the Midwest. As a show of our appreciation, we are continuing You Pay What We Pay sales event. That's right. Going on right now, you pay what we pay on any new Ford on our lot. All invoices are clearly displayed. The highest trade-in values and the best financing ever are going on right now at Max Ford of Harrisonville. The lowest prices and a hassle-free shopping environment makes us the easiest place to buy a car. Max Ford of Harrisonville at the I-49 and 291 exit or anytime at maxford.com.
Salon 114 on the historic Harrisonville Square is happy to sponsor this year's Spirit Spotlight, which highlights a different Wildcat cheerleader who has excelled on the team each week. While the stylists at Salon 114 are extremely busy, they are excited to announce the addition of a full-spectrum infrared sauna. This new addition is available to anyone and comes with an array of health benefits. Sessions are available with flexible times and by the minute. That makes now the time to call at 816-651-3722. It's never too early to teach your little ones about finances and saving money. Sherwood Community Bank has plenty of options available for you to help kids save and learn how to manage money. Savings accounts can be started as soon as one is born to help teach them to save. Once they are behind the wheel, a checking account with free internet banking and a debit card could be there for them to manage their money. Sherwood Community Bank is there for the youngsters. Just ask Braxton.
Go see them at Sherwood's Bank. That's where my account is.
There are a million places to buy a used car, so why not go somewhere you know lives by the Show Me State motto? The staff at Show Me wants to show you that Show Me spirit. Excellent service, affordable prices, and even loaners while you get your cars serviced. With 2 locations to serve you in Harrisonville and Belton, they will put you in your dream car, truck, or SUV, and if they don't have it, they'll find it for you. So drive on over to Show Me Auto Mall and drive away with your next car.
When you want all the latest news about the Wildcats, turn to the South Cast Tribune. A large sports section, honor rolls, robotics, and even news and notes from all 6 Harrisonville campuses. They are sure to have you covered. They are happy to say the Wildcats are their hometown team. Find the Tribune around town at various establishments or get a subscription delivered right to your mailbox. Keep up with everything each week in the South Cast Tribune, Harrisonville's home news source. A strong starting lineup is a key to a great team. Insurance is no different, and Stafford & Stafford Insurance has the best lineup in town. With personal, commercial, health, life, farm, and crop insurance, they have you covered. 40-plus employees are there for you to find the best rates, walk you through claims, and make sure they are there for every step of the way. So if you're looking for a full-service insurance company with a strong starting lineup, go see the folks over at Stafford & Stafford Insurance on Commercial Street across from Holland Auto Sales.
The Trade Fair Mall isn't just an antique mall. It's several businesses in one. Need T-shirts for your team? A custom T-shirt shop on site has you covered. Speaking of covered, Harrisonville Trade Fair is Missouri's #1 seller in premier portable buildings to store all your outdoor equipment. Design your own or buy one in stock for as little as $100 down and no credit check. While you are custom designing your premier portable building, snack on some delightful cinnamon glazed pecans, cashews, and almonds from the Nutty Bavarian. You need it? They probably got it. Harrisonville's Trade Fair Mall across from Sutherland's.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Excelsior Springs. A final score tonight, 57-26. Cats fall to the Excelsior Springs Tigers in what was a rushing clinic put on, Gary, by the Excelsior Springs running game.
Yeah, 591 total yards, all running, and a total of out of 48 minutes, they controlled the ball 34 or 15. That's all I'm going to talk about them. The quarterback, again, congratulations to the quarterback coach for your child being born. Your quarterback did very well tonight, so congratulations on that. Going to go over some stats for us, some positive stats for us. Knowles ended up with 185 yards receiving. Atkinson ended up with 70 yards receiving, and Percival ended up with 29. We had a total of 284 yards receiving, 3 yards rushing total net. Now you add to that, you add the returns and for all-purpose yards, which total up about 100 and with the punt return about 240, 250 yards. Excluding that, though, we only had 287 total yards, and then you add that to it. Only had the ball 13 and 45 seconds. Knowles had a 70-yard kick return. Tarwater had an 80-yard punt return. And then you had Knowles with the 64 TD pass reception, and Atkinson with a 14. So we got some different people scoring, which is good. And we had a total score of 26 points. They scored 57 on us. We got to look forward to next week and the coming weeks. Wish the best as far as the injuries go with us. Hopefully it's not too serious. Just move forward. Somebody's going to have to step next man up. We've talked about that. And Harrisonville always works through adversity, and I look for them to do that again this year.
I'm one of those. We talk about it, we joke about it, we have fun with it a little bit. I'm not a participation trophy kid. I'm not. I don't like them. I'm not gonna sit here and sweet talk. Well, you talked about we did have some bright spots, and that's great. But bottom line is, at this point in time, you got to find out who you are. Life isn't fair all the time. You've got to go back. You got to dig down deep, and you got to figure out what you are as a team, and you got to move forward. This is the time that new leaders shine and new people come to the top, and the good ones rise to the surface, the other ones sink. And that's what Harrisonville's got to do at this point. You're 1-4 on the year. You gotta adjust this up here mentally, and you've got to figure it out. Nobody's gonna give it to you. You're Harrisonville. Everybody's gonna give you their best shot, and you got to figure out a way and figure out what to do.
And adversity, though, is what brings that out. I truly believe adversity brings that out, especially in Harrisonville football. We've gone through adversity before, and we're going to see it happen this year. We're going to find those people that are going to be the next man up. We're also going to find those people that are going to, and as they steal your licorice over there. So I'm looking forward to it. We've still got, we're 5 games down. We still got another 4 games before we go into districts. And hey, still, again, it's what's in November. Excelsior played a great game tonight. I'm not going to take anything away from them. We made some mistakes. We can get better, and we know we can get better. We're young, and we will get better.
And that's why, I talk about, we joke and I get a little serious and stuff, but bottom line, that's why I love sports, sports is real life. You don't get everything you always want. Sports is real life. Harrisonville's not getting what they want right now, and it's up to them to find it. And that's why sports is so great. And I'll be interested to see over the next several weeks, what adjustments they make, what changes they make. And we may see a totally different team by the end of this year on that football field. There's a lot of young kids. I mean, they talked, and the coaches even said this, Coach Maxwell talking to him, talking to everybody. They've said from the get-go, we know it's going to be a rebuild year, and we're going to have some tough weeks because there's so many new faces in place. And so I think they see that. But, when you have multiple state titles and you just won one a couple of years ago, sometimes fans are a little bit crazy. And there's a reason that the word fan comes from the root of fanatic, and it's because they're fanatical about their team. So we want to win every week. We want to win a state title every year. Sometimes you don't. I got to give Coach Maxwell a lot of credit, too. One of the things he said, me and Jerry were talking about it, he talked about Coach Fabian, the head coach for Excelsior Springs, and they've talked countless times about they like what they're doing up here. Mm-hmm. And the atmosphere was great tonight. The kids were great. You saw after the game, they got in a big circle. They did their fight song. Then they walked along the line here and high-fived every single one of those fans on that front row. That they're building a culture up here. So, good for him, because this was one of those games in the past that it was like, oh, we're going to Excelsior. We got a W. You can't do that anymore. So there's a lot to work on, but it's sports. You never know what will happen. It's going to be a blast to see this team transform the rest
absolutely.
of the year.
I'm excited about seeing what's going to happen the rest of this year and in the future years, as young as we are. I don't want to give this year away, but I'm excited about seeing what's going to happen in the future here and there.
Absolutely. So we lose it again tonight. 57-26 is your final score. We'll be back homecoming week next week. Warrensburg Tigers back in the conference, back in town next Friday. Go out to the parade at 12:30 next Friday. After that, there is the community pep rally around 2 o'clock at the high school field. At the middle school at Memorial Stadium. And then after that, the game tomorrow or Friday night, we'll have it on 4Ts.com or YouTube at 4T Streaming. For Mr. Jerry Forschler back here, I don't think you can see him. For Ron Allschlager behind the camera hiding. For Mr. Gary Davidson, I'm Chad Grammer saying good night from Excelsior. We'll see you next Friday for homecoming.